C-U-E.
The podcast you have been waiting for.
6 friends, 6 opinions, infinite laughs.
You're watching history in the making.
You don't have to open up your eyes, you can clearly see.
The number one podcast is GCUE. 20 years of brotherhood. The Q La Familia. Raw, uncut, uncensored, and unfiltered. Bub's opinionated. Why Eddie keep you laughing? Steve will get the tea while Shot tells us all what's happening. Spiritual or natural. I'm here for the thrills. And when it comes to PJ, y'all, please say the real. From quick hits, heavy lifting, the mass to the week. We getting ratings through the roof every time that we speak. PA, GA to the Aspens, turning podcasts into under-table has-been. Sports, entertainment, and current events. Sometimes we get pissed, so the crew got a vent. So when Friday night come, you know just what to do. Sit back, put up your feet, and now rocking with the Q. We're back. Guess who's Friday night, people? It's the one and only Q podcast, and you already know what it is. We live in full effect, slapping harder than ever, but we're gonna get into the slaps later. You know it's your boy Bugs from the 804. We're gonna move right along with the introductions on the usual suspects, and I must say, being that this is season 3, this is GQ, not to be affiliated with the magazine of the company. Let's go, Bug.
Hey, it's good to be back. Welcome, everybody. As you can see, I'm not light-skinned because according to the last in the last episode, the real PJ was going to recast the whole squad. But if you've been with us before, if you've seen us before, you checked us out before, whatever, welcome you back. If you haven't seen us, we just welcome you.
All right, we're going to move right along to Steve.
Yeah, I just want to give Bub a shout out for breaking Tom Brady's record for shortest retirement. Let's go.
Yo, we're going to move up to the real, and you must say the real PJ.
Just want to wish everybody a Merry April Fool's Day. Hope all you women got all of your edible arrangements and your gas station flowers and whatever else you get for this type of holiday.
Yo, we want to shout out.
Hold up. Do you celebrate April Fool's Day? Knowing you probably
I don't. But you know, I thought Eddie got edible arrangements for everything. I thought that was his go-to. So.
Wow.
Wow.
Go ahead, Bugs. I just had this.
That's a to be continued moment right there. We're bringing that back up again, most definitely. Matter of fact, we want to plug Eddie, who'll be joining us in a few. And we're going to take it to Mr. ATL, Mr. Suave himself, to get it kicked off for the night. Let's go, Shot.
Yo, what's good, people? So, it's about to be a show. I was told to kind of stay away from this topic, but it's not going to happen. So if you're tired of hearing about the Oscars, leave, because we're going to talk about it. So before we get into that, let's just jump into some old school, some Maury, who's different.
Of an era, Maury is ending after 31 years on TV. The long-running daytime talk show hosted by Maury Povich is going off the air with original episodes airing through September. The show's going to be will live on repeats. Over 3,600 episodes shot over the decades. Apparently, a mutual decision between Maury and the studio to end the show, which became a TV staple featuring all those paternity tests they did and all the family drama. I think it was You Are the Father, a little more than You're Not the Father. Yeah. Maury saying in a statement, "I'm so proud of my relationship with NBC Universal and all those who worked on The Maury Show. But as I occasionally tell my guests on Maury, enough already." How about a shout out to Maury Povich, who's one of the nicest human beings we've ever met.
And his wife,
congratulations. Yes, and Connie as well. God bless.
I mean, it's pretty dope. I mean, smuts can run amok again, and dudes can just talk to sexy decoys whenever they want again. So, you know, so I guess
the sexy decoy.
Yeah, you know, that's what Maury's known for, the sexy, the dudes that fall for the sexy decoy that go on every show.
I don't believe that. That was all. There is no way these dudes fell for that every time.
I don't know. I think a couple of them did for real.
Right. Like PJ,
Real
you've been a guy your whole life, so you know there's some grease balls that just or dudes that just that hunger just is deep. So
They tell me
yeah, I can
they
believe
never saw the show. They just get in the green room and then a sexy decoy comes back and they're like, oh yeah, it's about to go down.
Nah, some dudes just they supersede their hunger, you know, like they think with the wrong head at all times. So and then like I said, now chicks can go back to lying about, you know what I mean, like you are the father, and dudes can be back in pain. So it's gonna be a lot of things. We might need somebody to pick that slack up.
I mean, that's what paternity court is for. They got that whole show with the chick who be on there going off on people. It ain't the same as getting slapped though. You can't run out the courtroom. It's a little different. You gotta stay in there and deal with it.
Nah, then the dance that the dudes do when they find out that they ain't the dad, that's the best, man. That's the
dance
thing
is
I'm gonna
epic.
miss. Yeah, I'm gonna miss that the most.
You gonna miss the dances?
Yeah.
That's because PJ got that legendary Mary dance.
I mean, yo,
it's a lot to miss. It's a staple. It's a staple in our households. You know what I mean? Like to see at least one Maury episode. That's crazy. So
Yeah, so everybody on their lunch break now. You ain't got nothing else to watch. So figure it out. Back to All My Children they go.
Plus, shout out to Maury, though. Well deserved. 30 plus years, man. You can't do with so many. I mean, paternity test ain't going nowhere. He trying to golf, live up the rest of his days. Let him go, man. Kudos. You did it. It was fun while it lasted.
I mean, he hung in there for a while. Daytime talk shows ain't the same no more.
Yeah.
Yo, you don't have to have a talk show as long as people have sex. That was what Maury proved. Like, you know what I mean? Because as long as you have sex, straight up. He made a 31-year career off of paternity suits and sexy decoys.
Nah, he had a real show before that though. His show was real at
was it real?
And PJ, so did Jerry Springer and everybody.
Right,
but when they found the niche, that's what took off. You know what I mean? Like Jerry Springer technically had a show before it turned into, just come out here and fight. But as long as you can have sex, he was on Maury. You can sit there and say, man, that ain't my kid, or I think my boyfriend's cheating on me. Well, we have a video, and then he's looking all dumb. Like, yes, like clockwork. Yeah, that too. Man.
Pardon the technical difficulties.
Yeah, guys still going like, yeah, we ain't hear nothing.
The thing is, I think he's laughing at his jokes too. That's what makes it even funnier. So if we just laugh with him and make it look like we really heard him,
Y'all can't hear me?
We ain't hear anything.
We can hear you now. We ain't hear nothing you said though, bro.
Oh, well, yeah, I was laughing at my own joke, so now I ain't gonna repeat it because it ain't funny no more. Damn, that was a good
We'll just
one,
take it that they was funny as hell.
Like Chris said, that was a good one. That was actually a good one.
We got a comment from Jacoby Simmons that said Jerry was a mayor of a town somewhere. I didn't know that one.
Jerry was a mayor.
Some shit.
Yeah.
And wasn't he a lawyer too?
Yeah.
Yeah. He's a lawyer. He's Jewish. That just says a whole bunch about it, He's sitting somewhere.
Oh shit.
He got Judge Jerry in the show though.
He just got us canceled, though. That's damn. Damn, Bob.
No doubt.
Come on, season 3 just kicked off, man.
This is
Let's
3 and
go.
done.
Hey.
What
All
we
right.
got next? What we got
So
next?
let's knock this lynching.
Light skin bug next week.
It was over 100 years ago in 1900, a North Carolina representative named George Henry White, the son of a slave, the only black lawmaker in Congress at the time, who first introduced legislation to make lynching a federal crime. Hundreds of similar bills have failed to pass. Over the years, several federal hate crime laws were enacted, including one I signed last year to combat COVID-19 hate crimes. But no federal law expressly prohibited lynching, none, until today. Emmett's mother, his mother, demanded that her son be sent home so that his funeral in Chicago could be an open casket. Here's what she said: Let the people see what I've seen. America and the world saw what she saw. Emmett Till was born nearly 40 years ago, after the first anti-lynching law was introduced. Although he was one of thousands who were lynched, his mother's courage to show the world what was done to him energized the civil rights movement. Exactly 100 days later, Rosa Parks was arrested on the bus in Montgomery. Her statue sits in my office. She said, "I thought of Emmett Till and I couldn't go back. I thought of Emmett Till and I couldn't go back." Dr. King often preached about, quote, the crying voices of little Emmett Till screaming from the rushes of the Mississippi. To the Till family, we remain in awe of your courage to find purpose through your pain.
Child, we can't hear you.
Why are we laughing?
I'm laughing at. I'm laughing. I'm laughing at Biden, man. Yo, just hearing him speak is just hilarious to me. But I know that's not what we talking about.
No, I mean, I'm saying it's. He needs a spokesperson. Like he sounds like 2 hours closer to death. Like every time he starts talking.
Did he say that Emmett Till was born 40 years ago?
Something like that. Yeah. Here's the thing.
We would have went to school with him.
So
I think he said he was 40 years removed from that additional
all right.
guy who, tried to pass the original lynching bill. You know what I mean? From that point. I think that's what they I don't know.
The person that put it up was 40 years after Emmett Till.
All right. He got
something in that. Gotcha. I might be wrong though, because like I said, I get kind of lost in Bidenism too.
So here's my thing. From my understanding, how I was reading it, basically lynching is any kind of mob act or anything that's considered a mob act that kills someone. Mm-hmm. So without trial. So George Floyd's case would have been under the lynching act. Ahmaud Arbery would have been under the lynching act. Breonna Taylor would fall under the lynching act. So with all the stuff that would have fallen under it, you pass it after all that shit's done, and then say, okay, now we cool. Go ahead and pass that, so we don't have nobody that's affected by this stuff that happened.
Yeah, but does that include law enforcement? There has to be.
Well, yeah, because they said that what's his name? The George Floyd dude. I can't remember his name, or he's that unimportant. Like
Chauvin.
They said that he would have fell underneath of that. Yeah, they said that if it was passed, that he would have fell underneath of the lynching act.
Well, he's being charged federally, so it makes sense. Like, you know what I mean? He still has a federal case, and so do those other things. So that does make sense. It's the irony in it is that Biden's gonna, like, you're gonna look back, and if you just strictly look at like numbers and records, he's gonna look like he did a lot for us because he also made Juneteenth a holiday. He has this, so it's gonna be a lot of things. It's gonna look like, oh wow, like he really did a lot for Black people. I mean, it's still. I mean, I'm glad that it passed, but
yeah.
It's still a small step. You know what I mean? If it's a step, just because there's so many loopholes with things. So
there's a lot of loopholes in that.
So
I can see how it easily applies to the Arbery case, but I really don't think that this is going to affect law enforcement in any way. I can't see it. Child, we can't hear you.
It may fit in certain cases like Breonna Taylor's, in which it was,
even that.
Will it?
Even that, because I mean,
the reason I'm saying that is because if it affects any form of law, let me put it this way. In my opinion, this is my personal opinion. If it affects any form of law enforcement or any cases, it would be cases such as that, to where there's wrinkles that need to be ironed out before you even go to serve the warrant and things of that nature. If it's unprecedented or it wasn't supposed to be the way in the manner in which it happened, I can see it happen that way, if any, when it comes to law enforcement. Other than that, then I completely agree with what you're saying.
See, those, like the Breonna Taylor case and things like that, though, it was the main thing, and it's slipping my mind. My man up in Minnesota just had it happen. It's the no knock warrants. So that's part of the loopholes with those situations, like to PJ's point about law enforcement. But with, I'm sorry, what were you saying? Was you going to say something, Bugs?
No, go ahead.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I just think that there's still a lot of loopholes in it. And for a lot of people who don't like to dig into it, it'll sound good, but there's still always going to be something where we're going to be like, what? This is that. That is this. And I just think that in the grand scheme of things, we still got a big, long fight ahead of us. So,
Technical difficulties again by Shad. But I'm also glad Shad cleared up the lynching, because I was speaking to somebody and they thought lynching only meant when you go and hang somebody. And they were like, a lot of people aren't getting hung this day. And I had to explain it to them. Lynching is not
there were
just
people but people get lynched. Like they people do get hung, and they would try to say that people were killing themselves.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I mean. Like, so that that I think that'll help with some of those cases where you can actually look into it and say like, oh, was this really suicide? Like with the forensics and everything like that. So I'm definitely glad that it's some progress. It's some progress.
Yeah. Sometimes you just got to take what you can take. That's it.
Yeah, with this kind of thing, it's going to take time that we already know. So,
what's weird though is,
do we got any comments up?
Why is it just now? Why is it just now illegal? Like you couldn't see this years ago. You know what I mean? Why wouldn't this already be a law?
Well, you got to take into consideration it took how long to get it passed as a bill.
Right. That's crazy. That's crazy to me.
And my thing that bothered me the most, and I hate to keep bringing it up, and this is no offense to smack in the face nobody, but I felt some type of way after, it doesn't deter what was done to the Asian community, last year or the year before that or however long it's been happening. But the anti-Asian hate bill came out before we even had anything. And this is lynching in general. This isn't just for black people, but I mean, we don't have anything in writing protecting us from, it's not going, and it seems like it's never going to happen. Let's just call it what it is. Until it happens, I'm going to just believe it's never going to happen to where we have something protecting us as that.
Yeah, I'm going to say
as that.
Yeah, I mean, lynching doesn't necessarily just say black people. Of course, it's something that we've had to deal with, but it's not saying it's illegal to lynch black people. You know, I mean, it's not specifically for us. So
exactly,
right.
Exactly. But lynching has always been a part of the slavery that goes back to the aspect. So when you look at the majority of how we were handled back in times past was through lynching. I mean, we're the most associated race. Well, in my opinion, most associated race with lynching.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Like you see when he was signing it, it was a whole bunch of older black people around him. You know what I mean? And that's always the symbolism too. Cause like for me, that's also a thing too. Like to have a whole bunch of, and just date back to Emmett Till. But there were, and I get it, Emmett Till is very significant in the history of the lynching. But there's been even more, recent cases that have been big cases that have been, linked to lynching. And I think that we got to really start knowing what we need to do to push these things through further than just being acceptable of the fact that that we've got a lynching bill passed. You know what I mean? Hey, come on.
I think the obstacles you're going to run into is they're going to start using anti-lynching bills for fights and somebody gets killed or somebody gets injured. So you're going to have kids that, somebody get jumped and it's going to be an anti-lynching bill put on it. You jump slide another race. And like, we was in school, you had like the black and Puerto Rican fights. Like if somebody got arrested, they would get put under the anti-lynching bill for that. So it's going to get dangerous. And then you're going to find out that like other bills that are seen to benefit the black community are actually going to affect you more. And it's going to affect people that it was actually made for.
I agree. We got a comment from Monisa. It says one of the reasons it took so long to pass is because some elected officials felt anti-lynching laws should have been left up to the states.
That's crazy.
That is.
That's
There you
crazy.
go,
Why-
politics.
But it's probably true. I can
Well, he
understand
said there was
the
only
truth.
one. There was only one state that had it, prior to it, where it was
Right.
illegal. So it makes sense.
Yeah, I know,
Like,
but that's just crazy.
but you're
leaving
trying
that
to
the
make.
state. That
Because Mississippi
Is
ain't really trying to like
right,
get
right. They're like,
violation.
they're like, that's our thing.
Right.
Come
Like,
on, don't
come
take
on,
it from
cuz
us.
that's our justice system. Like,
Right.
it's private now. We don't really like publicize it, but that's what we do down there.
It's just.
Yeah.
That's
Hey,
how we welcome.
That's how we welcome you. Welcome to the South.
y'all pay. I mean, look at
All right.
the.
Now let's jump over to before we get to the Oscars. All right, somebody that apparently nobody cares about.
New developments in the case of WNBA star Brittany Griner, as you know, detained in Russia for more than a month now. U.S. officials have finally been allowed to visit with her. Deborah Roberts joins us now with the latest on her condition and what's next. Good morning, Deb.
Good morning, Robin. Yeah, there couldn't be a more difficult time legally and politically for Brittany Griner to try to win her release. The 6'9" WNBA superstar is said to be sharing a cell in a Moscow detention center with 2 other inmates and to be in pretty good spirits. But with the U.S. taking a hard line against Russia in its war with Ukraine, getting her back home to Arizona may not be easy.
This morning, the U.S. State Department confirming it's finally made contact with the detained WNBA star, saying she's in good condition.
The consular officer who visited with Brittany Griner was able to verify that she is doing as well as can be expected under these very difficult circumstances. We'll continue to work very closely with her legal team, with her broader network, to see to it that she is treated fairly and that her rights are respected.
The 7-time WNBA All-Star was arrested in February at a Moscow airport. Griner plays basketball in Russia during the off-season. Video released by Russian customs appears to show 31-year-old Griner going through airport security and an employee removing a package from her bag. Russian state media reporting that vape cartridges containing hashish oil were found. Griner was taken into custody, her detention extended until at least May. She could face up to a decade in a Russian prison if convicted on drug charges. Until now, the State Department has maintained that Russian authorities have not granted timely access to Griner as required by international law.
In our minds, it is our expectation that this not be a one-off visit. Again, we want timely, consistent access to American detainees in Russia, including those in pretrial detention.
Griner's one of at least 3 Americans currently in Russian custody. In a 2017 interview with ESPN, she described feelings of isolation while playing in Russia.
I mean, when you're stuck in it so much, you got to find the positive in it so you're not miserable.
Now with Russia's war against Ukraine raging on and the U.S. along with NATO taking a hard line against Vladimir Putin, there are questions about the timing of Griner's arrest and whether Russia may try to use her as leverage.
I think it will backfire because, frankly, now more American sports fans and others are paying attention to the war in Ukraine and what President Biden is doing more than they would have otherwise. And holding a high-profile athlete under these what seems to be trumped-up charges isn't going to help Vladimir Putin make his case internationally either.
This is a delicate case for U.S. diplomats and, of course, for Griner's family and supporters, too, many of whom are frustrated that her case hasn't caught more attention, some suggesting that an NFL star or an NBA star would, of course, create more of an outcry. But some diplomatic voices say a low-key approach sometimes works better when Americans are being held overseas, lessening the chances, Robin, that they can be used as pawns. Back to you, Robin.
Whatever can be done to get her back here safe and sound. All right, Deb, thank you so much.
All right, let's just be real. If that was Braun, his ass would have been home already. It's literally, you got a chick from the WNBA, which, let's be real, nobody cares about their league. And it's obvious, like no one cares. they're not even like the effort of trying to get her out is low. There's more attention. Maybe Will should have said something about her, or Chris should have said something about her. Maybe she'd be home. It's just it's insane to me. But they'll blame it on the war and say, oh, we can't do it because Putin's going to do whatever. That's bullshit.
I agree to a certain extent, but I think you only think it's crazy because of her celebrity status. She's not the only American that's detained in a foreign country. We don't hear about them. You know what I mean? So just because she does have some notoriety doesn't mean that it should be plastered everywhere. So if they are handled now, if it's a case to where they're like, we don't care, she's in the WNBA, leave her in Russia, that would be messed up, right? But if they are actually trying to make an effort to get her home, I don't think we need to make a big to do about it, especially if it's going to cause more tension.
But I think that's the thing. They're saying like her family's saying like they're really not making an honest effort because again, you have no negotiation with Russia right now.
Right.
Like there's no negotiation that's going to happen right now. You cutting their buns off and mess with their oil and all that kind of stuff. They're not want to fool with you. So she might be sitting in jail just because she's an American.
Right. But I think that's how they're looking at her though, as just an American, not as an American celebrity.
But man, that's the thing. She's a bigger Russian celebrity than she is an American celebrity.
Right.
It's just the fact that they have her in Russian jail during a war. Basically, people are saying being used as a pawn.
I can't see that though. I can't see them using her as a pawn. She's not in, and I don't mean this to be rude, but she's not that important. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so it's like
she's a bigger Russian celebrity.
Right. So it's not like they're gonna use her and be like, oh, if you don't do whatever we need, if you don't stop the sanctions, we're not going to give you Britney back.
But that's what I'm saying. I think if it was a male athlete, there would be more talked about it, even in the United States. Not necessarily saying like the diplomatic part of going to go get her, but the fact that like media is not even really covering it on our side.
Right. But it really would depend on the status of that athlete though. You know what I mean?
Six time All-Star. That's what
I mean. Brittany Griner. Brittany Griner is pretty, like, she was one of the first to really dunk like that, like not like Lisa Leslie and them, and she's been she's a star. Like when she was at Baylor, she was the truth. She's been in the league, but like she said, she also felt feelings of isolation.
Though. That's what I'm saying.
I mean, but even in women's college basketball coming up, she was dope at Baylor. Like Baylor only got one chip, and that's with her. And she was that, you know what I mean? Like I don't want to say stud like that, but you know what I mean? Like I just say stud in general. But when you try to compare her to like LeBron, like she's not even like because Diana Taurasi's on her team, like, but she's still a face of the league in a sense. You know what I mean? But she also has a history of, like you said, she had the thing with her ex-wife. You know, she pays child support, things like that. What they're trying to say she did with the vaping cartridges, is it that serious? Is it something that, like PJ said, they would hold other Americans for? Or is it just because we know who she is? Like, you know, like that's extra attention. Because like you said, we didn't even know who those other two dudes were in the picture. You know, so it'd be a mix of things. I just think that women are trying to get equal notoriety and everything as far as sports. So I guess what the real ask is that, hey, would you leave Russell Westbrook over there, or would you treat him the same, or would you treat Brittany Griner the same way? And I think that's what they're trying to get to as a society, like as what we're trying to ask.
Yeah, but at the same time, what we're saying is essentially, if you're a celebrity, you should be treated differently if you're detained in a foreign country.
Yeah.
No.
If you
I'm not saying it's right. But yes, right. That's the argument. Like, yeah, but she's a celebrity, y'all need to go get her.
Yeah, but what about everybody? What about all the regular Joes that are detained?
But
Why aren't we talking about them?
Because that's the problem with our society. We don't care about regular Joes.
Right. So
like,
then we shouldn't be making a push for Britney for any special treatment just because.
But that's the argument, because she is a celebrity and she is an athlete. Would you give her the lack of attention that you would give a male athlete if it was the same thing? Say the dudes on the swim team when they were in Brazil went to jail and like was stuck in jail because attention was there when they actually went to jail. Say they was left there for a month. There's no way nobody's not going to talk about it. And the fact that like this is literally swept under the rug underneath everything else. It's like, why does this celebrity not get the attention that a male celebrity or a male athlete would have gotten?
Well, what about does it make a difference because she actually lives over there for a certain amount of time?
Part time.
Yeah. So you know what I mean. So that could also.
But that's what I mean.
Lessen
They said
the-
her contract in Russia is what, like $1 million a season, whereas her contract over here is like 250 or 250,000.
Yeah.
Well, yo,
let me. I just want to.
most of them play overseas. Just
Yeah.
real quick, boy, before you go, like most of them play overseas, so
Yeah, they make more money.
that's not uncommon. So that's what you're right, because they make more money because the WNBA doesn't generate money. But like when LiAngelo Ball and them got caught for stealing in whatever country it was, Trump got them back over here real quick, and I think that's another thing that people and those were college kids. So for her to be such an established WNBA star, people are looking at it a little different, saying like, well, why isn't there so much attention for her as there was for like even college students? But go ahead, Boog. I'm sorry. I just wanted to.
Nah, I just wanted to plug some of the factors that, this case holds. Like, let's be clear. Number one, it is war going on in Russia. It is what it is. They're at war with Ukraine.
Right.
Number two, the Russians don't even have news. Putin stopped it so that the citizens over there don't even have news. They don't have access to the news.
Yeah,
that's the way he had it. And then we're going to look at the fact of who this person is. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm going to play it from both sides. She's a WNBA superstar. Not just a star, she's a superstar who played in Russia years before. Now, my thing is this, though. She's black. She's 6 foot something. She's, well, gay, lesbian, however you want to call it. Some people see that as, okay, that's not important to some people. Now, let's go to the other side. You've been playing in Russia. You know what's illegal and not legal over there. So for you to go to the airport with whatever it was, kind of oil in your vapes, should have never happened anyway.
If it happened at all.
That's exactly, because my thing is this: everybody they have coming back and saying, "Oh, she's in good spirits and she could be this, she could be that." But who's to say that that's even true? Who's to say that all the news we're getting back is true? And I think right now the only ones who would have a say or be able to do anything about it would be the president, vice president, or members of the Congress, Senate, whoever, to speak up. But everybody wants to say, quote unquote, that they're not doing it because they don't want her to be used as a pawn. They know she's over there. Believe me, they know she's there. If they wanted to use her as a pawn, they would have been done that.
I think that's the thing. I don't even think that she is. It sounds rude as hell. I don't think she's pawn worthy.
Right.
Like there's bigger people to take if you're going to have a pawn than a basketball player. Like that's not going to get your weight out in a war. Like that can't be.
Yeah, but she was detained before they even invaded Ukraine.
Right. That was the thing.
There for a month and a half. Yeah.
No, she was. Yeah, they had her in custody before it even. That was one of the things. But I wouldn't say, Shad, that like just because it's a basketball player, I just think that it's partly to what we're saying is her level of influence. Because again, like you said, if it was LeBron, his level of influence is through the roof. You know what I mean? So like you said, it wouldn't take as much to make sure we got him back because of his level of influence. Like you said, it's just that again, like I'm saying, women are trying to be considered on the same par as men, their counterparts. We just seen the women's soccer team just, win their lawsuit for equal pay. You know what I mean? So they want to just be seen completely and get the same, I'm tired. You gotta excuse me. Respect. Yeah, I'm lost for some words right here. So for that's what I think they're trying to, like, people are really trying to push here. Like if it was LeBron, but not even LeBron, if it was just somebody, I want to say like Chris Paul, you know what I mean? Like he's a superstar. You have awareness of who he is, and some people know, but like he would get pulled back over here quicker than.
All right, so if it was JaVale McGee, would they do the same?
Probably not.
Right. So I mean,
I think that's what I'm saying. I think she's just saying, like, for her status, that there's not enough attention trying to get her back over here. Like there should be a lot more saying, like, get her home. Steve made a good point though. He said, even though he's been a ring since 2019, does anybody know his name?
Who? I didn't hear the question.
Steve said they've been holding him a ring since 2019.
Yeah, that's what I said. Like nobody knows the two dudes that they showed on there. We just know her. But that shows you what it is. That's what I mean. Like she's more influential than two military men.
But
You know,
do y'all know, was the Marine dudes that went over there, were they over there on like an assignment or like on a mission, some spy shit?
No clue.
I don't know.
Monisa plug. Someone did mention Britney at the Oscars. It was the man who won for short documentary. So his name
you don't even know the man who won the short documentary's name, so he can't help.
So it came up.
Wait, they gave out awards at the Oscars this year?
Yeah, Questlove run for Summer of Soul. That's my joint.
We gonna get to that.
I thought they was just slapping people.
That's actually right now. Here, now let's go. Let's get this Samuel L. Jackson out first.
Let's skip this.
Greatest of all time, but of any time. It is now my great honor and pleasure to present my friend Samuel L. Jackson.
Thanks to every person that's ever bought a ticket to any movie I was in. It's truly been an honor and a pleasure to entertain you. QT, thanks for the characters. Lil Rob, I know you're back there. Robert Louis Stevenson, the man who created all those wigs. Every time I asked him, he said, make me somebody. And he did. Once again, thank you, governors, for the recognition. It's an honor.
Long overdue.
Yeah,
Samuel L's been the highest grossing actor. His movies have been the highest grossing for a couple years now, a few years. And it's long overdue. I'm finally glad he got his recognition.
But I love that he got the recognition. I hate honorary Oscars. Because that's like saying, we know you're dope, but we're not going to give you one. We'll give you one of these later.
Yeah.
It's like getting Spike Lee. Yeah, Spike got an honorary Oscar too.
For what?
Just for being Spike Lee. For making a whole bunch of dope movies that we're not going to give you real credit for. So I can appreciate them recognizing him, but I would appreciate that he actually gave him an Oscar for his work.
Yeah.
It's like getting a perfect attendance award.
No, it's an acknowledgement though. Like, you know what I mean? Like, because if you still, here's the thing though, if you seeking that for validation, which I don't think he really is, you know what I mean? It would, I mean, he just acknowledged it because I think that he's not really, because like I said, it never stopped him from being who he is, how he is. And we all know that he's extremely versatile, extremely dope. So it's definitely good to see him get his acknowledgement. Plus, the way he makes movies, he's in like 3 to 4 movies a year. So he be going against himself sometimes, different roles. So, you know, but he definitely is definitely well deserved. And hope, you know, he finds whatever he wants in it. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
I'm sure, like I said, he didn't care too much. I think it was dope that Denzel presented it to him. I think, you know, that's you know,
legend.
like
another legend.
You're right. You know, 2 of them that.
I feel like Spike Lee should have gave him his award because they go back to Do the Right Thing and Jungle Fever. He should have got that from him.
That's a good point. But
But
as
I'd
far
rather
as
have
body
some-
of work, Denzel take the cake though.
Yeah, Denzel's like the modern day Sydney. So that's the same vein of like acknowledgement from a superstar. That's the only type of actor that can give you your award, Denzel Washington. And I'm sure Denzel took that as an honor itself. You know what I mean? So
I mean, because they friends. Like,
right.
Samuel L. Jackson, when he was in Coming to America, I think his role was like Black Man Robber or something.
Nah, he was the robber. He was the robber in the McDowell.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. His title, like, he didn't even have a name. It was just Robert, or like Black Man
That was
Robber.
one of his first parts too. First roles actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm glad they didn't get Will Smith to do it.
He wouldn't have stole scenes.
I ain't talking about. Let's just go where we.
Let us get to it. Ouch. All right.
I'm plugging. I told you I'm on one. Let's go.
Let's hit this Summer of Soul because I love that movie.
There is. Woo, I hope this is right. Summer of Soul, when the revolution could not be televised. Amir Thompson. And 4 white guys.
This is the first Oscar and nomination for Amir Questlove Thompson, Joseph Patel, Robert Kivelin, and David Dinerstein.
Oh my God. Thank you. Hey, real quick. First, I would like to acknowledge Attica, Ascension, and Flea, and Riding with Fire for their powerful work. It's not lost on me that the story of the Harlem Cultural Festival should have been something that my beautiful mother, my dad, should have taken me to when I was 5 years old. And this is such a stunning moment for me right now. But this is not about me. This is about marginalized people in Harlem that needed to heal from pain. And just know that in 2022, this is not just a 1969 story about marginalized people in Harlem. This is a story of I'm sorry, I'm just overwhelmed right now. Look, but on behalf of Hulu and Searchlight and Onyx, the beautiful women of Onyx, and Concordia and Play Action and Vulcan and Radical Media, and on behalf of Joseph and I'm so happy right now, I could cry. Thank you.
I didn't get to watch
This
it,
is
so I can't
like
speak on it.
I watched it like 4 times. I loved it.
It was dope.
It's dope. I mean, it's something epic that happened that didn't get any attention whatsoever. So the fact that he pulled it back out and showed that like that's what's going on, I think it's something they should make and start doing it over again. I think that's like a classic little movement. But my face was I was watching Chris Rock's face the whole time, so I gotta. Yo, he just kept looking at Will like.
Yeah, I thought it was dope, like because it shined some light on the fact of like some great history that's kind of swept under the rug about, like you said, people forging together during those times, great artists that could really sing, those good old festivals that we used to think about when we were young. Like I thought it was dope. You got to see the actual footage and you got to hear the story from a lot of the people that are still alive. It was a hell of a feel when I watched it. I watched it like 5 or 6 times even when it first premiered, made my family watch it because I'm like that. Like I wanted them to know. So I'm glad that it won the Oscar. Going forward, I think we should start having festivals like that again, those feel-good festivals and things that in those summertime. I mean, like we have the culture tour now. Like that's the idea with those type of things you'll start wanting to do. You just got to get back in that vein. We got to have a lot of good artists that are doing. I
get that, but like when you look at the lineup that was on that festival, man, like I can't see anything matching that at this point. You know what I mean? Like
that was like a Coachella.
Well, but the money's too big now. That's the
that
thing.
too.
Like,
That too. Yeah,
that's the problem.
That's the only thing. Like back then, like you said, they were like they liked to
for the
sing.
culture.
Right, and they were doing it for different times. 1969, so it was fresh off of what was what happened. But like money now, like in order to have something that star-studded now, like you said, the money would just be a lot of people swallowing egos and just want to outperform each other. But then that's what they were doing. They just like to outsing each other, show each other love, and do their thing and get busy. I don't know about that now with these people because a lot of these people make too much money. And I'm not saying too much money in a negative sense. I just mean in the sense that you want me to do what? And my asking price is this? Right.
Nah. People, Fire Festival it is.
But it was definitely a good feel. Congrats to all that participated, that were allowed to still see it get nominated. Because I think that gives them some sense of accomplishment too. Like, you know, a lot of the people that were involved with it, the older people that got to see, like, man, we were part of something. I think it just gives them some sense of accomplishment and acknowledgement as well.
I think on top of that, it encourages people to make documentaries about things that happen and like put that history back out there. So for that to be his first film, and his first film gets Oscar nominated and he wins the Oscar for it, it's motivating for people to like, all right, let's create something to talk about this thing that happened. So hopefully like more filmmakers come up and it inspires them as well. And people realize that, you know, especially musicians, like you're more than your music. Like your voice is big, so use it.
Yep.
So let's get to this shit. Let's just go ahead and do this. All right. So what I'm gonna do to make life easy, I'm gonna play the long version of the explanation of all this first, so we can just get it out of the way, and then eventually I'll just go back to like just the flat out slap. So here we go.
Oh, wow! Before we get into what Jada said, let me get you up to speed. On Sunday, the actress's husband, Will Smith, struck Chris Rock live on stage at the 2022 Oscars for making this joke about her shaved head.
Jada, I love you. G.I. Jane 2, can't wait to see it. All right?
The problem with that joke? Well, the 50-year-old Red Table Talk host has been pretty vocal about her struggle with alopecia, an autoimmune disorder which causes bald spots and hair loss. And based on that eye roll, it was pretty clear she wasn't laughing. And neither was Will.
Oh, wow. Wow. Will Smith just smacked the out of me.
Keep my wife's name out your mouth.
Wow, dude.
Yeah.
It was a G.I. Jane joke.
Keep my wife's name out your mouth.
Fast forward to Tuesday, and Jada is speaking out, posting this simple message to Instagram, which reads, "This is a season for healing, and she's here for it."
It takes practice to have those difficult conversations with kindness and consideration.
Of course, the Girls Trip star's message comes after Will broke down in tears accepting the award for Best Actor for his portrayal as Venus and Serena Williams' dad, Richard Williams, in King Richard.
Richard Williams was a fierce defender of his family. I want to apologize to the Academy. I want to apologize to all my fellow nominees.
At the time, Will apologized to the Academy and his fellow nominees, but notably didn't say sorry to Chris.
Thank you. Hope the Academy invites me back. Thank you.
But by Monday, he changed his tune by posting this statement on Instagram that violence in all of its forms is poisonous and destructive. Quote, "My behavior at last night's Academy Awards was unacceptable and inexcusable. Jokes at my expense are a part of the job, but a joke about Jada's medical condition was too much for me to bear, and I reacted emotionally."
Jada, I love you. G.I. Jane 2, can't wait to see it. All right?
The 53-year-old actor also apologized to the comedian directly. "I was out of line and I was wrong. I am embarrassed, and my actions were not indicative of the man I want to be. There is no place for violence in a world of love and kindness." Will went on to say he was sorry to the Academy, the show's producers, attendees, the viewers at home, and the Williams family. "I deeply regret that my behavior has stained what has been an otherwise gorgeous journey for all of us. I am a work in progress."
Art imitates life. I look like the crazy father, just like they said. I look like crazy father, just like they said about Richard Williams. But love will make you do crazy things.
Well, on Monday, Richard Williams shared his 2 cents, telling ET in a statement that while he doesn't know all the details of what happened, he doesn't condone anyone hitting anyone else unless it's in self-defense. Even Will's mother, Carolyn Bright, spoke out about the incident during an interview with a local Philadelphia news station.
He is a very even people person, and that's the first time I've ever seen him go off. The first time in his lifetime.
It surprised you too, huh?
It did. As I said, I've never seen him do that.
But all of the drama aside, she said she's still proud of her son.
I've been waiting all week for this.
Come on, man.
Waiting all week for this. So,
go ahead, Sean. Set it off. Go ahead.
So, I'm a Will Smith fan, hands down. Like, I feel like Lost and Found was one of my favorite albums that he made. But it was hella creative. Got a lot of respect for him. I lost a lot of respect for him. That was the biggest bitch move I've ever seen in my life. You picked the smallest, most defenseless person to react on. And the excuses around it is kind of what's pissing me off, because you can explain something, but you can't excuse that. Like, as Black people, we can't do that. Like, we can't, except in a room full of white people, we can't do that. Like, we don't have that option to show that side in white society. Like, that's, and people say like it doesn't affect like the image of Black people. It does. Like, that's, it's you've given everyone their see that's why of everything. See that's why I don't let my kids go to public schools, because Black kids don't know how to talk. All they do is fight. That's why there's so many people being killed in the inner city, because they don't know how to express themselves. All they know how to do is react with violence. See, that's why we don't let them come up on our shows. That's why y'all not getting nominated. That's why we don't put these kind of movies out. It's like you've given them all the ammunition that they need. And I've told many people, it's going to happen. Somewhere in Trump campaign, he's going to have somebody he doesn't like. He's going to say, I wish I could just walk across the stage like Will Smith and just smack the crap out of them. And they're going to cheer. And it's going to be funny. And it's going to be a soundbite. And you've given them that. So, as they call him, this vanilla Black man in the industry instantly became Hollywood's monster. And you gave it to him, hands down. And I'll talk about everything else later. Y'all can go.
So going along with what you said, to put it more in a race thing, right? You guys believe that it's necessary when we're in certain situations, we're in certain places, that we act differently.
Here's my thing. Let me touch that PJ real quick. 'Cause I listen, no, because they were already expecting whatever they were expecting. So what I think, and like if you hold yourself to believe that, all right, again, to your point, Shad, you said Will Smith's considered the most vanilla guy, Black guy in the industry. So he still can't be that Black. He can't be human enough to have just one accident, like, you know, or make a mistake that they're going to blame it. Hold on, I know we can't, but what I'm saying is that if you are looking for just that society's acceptance, you're going to always feel like, you know what I mean, you're coming up short, or you're always going to have that shit on your back. So for me, could he have handled it better? Of course he could have. You know what I mean? He probably could have pulled him aside. But again, in the same vein, I can't sit there and say that in a regular situation that might not have happened, because we know comedians interact all the time and they have security at most shows because hecklers and people step on stage and do that. Now, the situation that with this one is that one man's worth 300-something million. The wife is worth 100 million. It's on a national white platform. But when this happens all the time, nobody cares because of, one, the fact that, like, we already have them on our tongues because of her and her continuous promotions of different things. Like even right now, they want to talk about it exclusively on her show. You know, and that's why people feel the insincerity with a lot of things. But do I think that he shouldn't be super vilified the way he is? Yeah. Because at the end of the day, he's still human. And if you can't accept that a human can make a mistake, and a person that you see for the most part that's been a celebrity their entire life, and you can't really even count, I think that's like the first time you can really say that he made a super mistake. He made a mistake. And there's plenty of people that get worse.
Yeah, but
Adrian
you make a
Brody,
mistake. You make a
Adrian Brody
mistake on a
kissed
huge.
Halle Berry and took her face right on top at the same Oscars, and nobody said nothing. He stole a
They
kiss
said
from her.
something. They said something in the media. They called it sexual assault. They was calling it sexual assault in the media. All after.
No, was it? That's
It was
fine.
quiet.
Is it? Where's he at though? Did he get talked about getting kicked out? And that's even more, than what this is. Like these are men on men. Like, you know what I mean? For an insult or a joke, whatever you want to call it. But if I walk up and grab a woman now, then what?
You know what?
I'm not trying to defend.
Nah, it's not. Well, nah. My thing is this though. Will, in a nutshell, knows who he is. He knows how he's viewed, and we can say he's been a celebrity all these years. Yeah, but he's not the same person he was before he got. I'm not going to say the same person, but his behavior has changed, and he's been more and more situations since he's been with Jada. Let's put it that way.
Absolutely.
He's had some things that come his way since he's been with Jada. This isn't the first thing to come his way. It's been heavily publicized since he's been with Jada. Comedians make jokes. He had time at the after party. I'm not even going to say, this is the thing. I'm not even going to say he's wrong if he wanted to smack Chris. I'm going to say he's wrong the way and when he did it. You had time at the after party to take care of it. You had time when you saw him any other time to take care of that. But you boycott these awards in 2016 with your wife, talking about it's not enough inclusion, not enough color. So the one year that they decide to let a black man take charge and hire an all-black production crew, you go and do something like this and expect all to be well afterward. And it doesn't work like that. Even if you are Willard C. Smith, or whatever his name is, fully. It don't work like that. You were wrong. And you accepted you're wrong after the fact.
Again,
you accepted it's wrong after the fact. But even that night, you wasn't sorry about it. You're going to apologize to the people in the back. You apologize to your fellow nominees. You ain't apologize to the man you just smacked that you got a history with.
but let me ask you this. Like to your one point, like the key thing is that he smacked another black man during, like, and everybody's focused on the fact that Will Packer was the one who it was his first time. But why are we so concerned about what they think? Like, it's not something that actually is more common than what you would think. You know what I mean? Because it took away from the night. But we just, like you said, in that same argument, that we just boycotted this show because of it being so white. And during this pandemic, that was one of the things too. And like, it's still part of it is an acknowledgement of being like their success. Like, you know what I mean? Like, acknowledgement of their event and their success. Like, we have to get over that as well. Like,
Yeah, but
we can't worry about.
They still put value to it. Everybody's still putting value to the fact of winning an Oscar. You know what I mean? Like, we just did a quick hit on Questlove winning an Oscar, right? So there's still that value to it.
It's
not
necessary.
But
It's
like
not
I said, hold on,
validation.
Ty, real quick. But like I said with Sam Jackson, real quick. Remember, that's what I said. Like, because like you said, you were saying that he should have been 1-1. I said, but if he really values it, and I think he just acknowledged the fact that they acknowledged him, and that's cool with him because he doesn't do it because of that. We're putting so much onus on the fact that we didn't even watch the Oscars for the most part prior to this. And I get it that this was, like you said, we were enthused because it was a black man that was doing the production, and everybody, like you said, it was a lot of firsts. But in the same vein, we been making quality stuff and never got the acknowledgement. So then now this is where they want to heighten it and give it the, have this reason to be that. But when they do obnoxious things for years, it's never been this. You know what I mean? And he's also been a person that's a clean skate. He doesn't even do stuff like this. You know what I mean? I'm not excusing that he could have pulled my man aside, but I'm not going to say that. Go ahead.
No,
But
I think.
go ahead, sorry.
I think it's losing. It's losing the action in the platform. Like, it's the fact that you were on national television in front of millions of people as a black man and walked on the stage and smacked another black man. Like, that's like it's the ultimate disrespect. Like back in the days of like kings and shit, somebody gotta die if you smack somebody. Someone has to die. Like that's the calling card for death.
Can I play devil's advocate real quick?
I'm challenging you to a duel.
So what is it for a black man to make a joke about a black woman in a room full of white people to not be? I mean, I'm just playing devil's advocate.
No, that's fair. That's fair.
So right. Hold up.
But
so then we protect black women, and you're putting and what black women. We just had the Crown Act passed, and we're talking about the same guy who made good hair because his daughters had sensitivity issues about her hair, and yet when you get a national spotlight, you make a joke about a black woman and her hair on a white production in a room full of white people.
But
no. But let me ask you, as a protector, as a man, like we all have, significant others or had, and there's still a level of protection, and you can't say how you're going to react until you're in that predicament. And being on that stage at that moment with all those things, like those circumstances, you got to also consider that, because we're talking about a black man smacking a black man. That's man on man. But a man insulting a woman is still what? A black man insulting a woman for the expense of a laugh.
Hold on. Let me
the expense of a laugh.
Go ahead, Sean.
As a comedian, has that not been? It's like you go to the Oscars, everybody's fair game.
Right.
Everybody. It's not. Jada's not off limits because she's a black woman. Everybody at the Oscars is fair game. So Amy Schumer called Jake Gyllenhaal and his sister basically like incest. It's like the jokes hit everybody. It hits everybody down the line fairly. So to react to Chris and say you came at Jada and she has a condition, that's saying that he knows she has a condition. I didn't know she had alopecia until the day it happened.
But that's what I'm saying right there. Let me plug what I want to say right quick because it's all falling in line. I want to play advocate right quick. Number one, my thing is, did the man even know she had a disease or whatever it is?
They said,
all right, so
they said when he got backstage, they told him he didn't know that she had alopecia.
Exactly. That's my point. Number two, my point is this.
That's not even what I'm on now.
I see you in G.I. Jane 2. Can't wait to see G.I. Jane 2.
Right.
All right, answer my question. What was wrong with G.I. Jane as a movie in a whole? Everybody's so focused on their hair. They making it about their hair because she was bald. But that's my point.
No, that's
you standing like it was derogatory. That's what. No, I'm talking about society.
No, he was talking about but it's about the appearance. But that's not what it is. My thing is this: y'all excusing ignorance just because you don't know somebody has a condition. Like they always say, and I get it. He's a comedian, like Chris Rock's funny. But why in a whole room full of whiteys are you gonna sit here and say something about another black person?
Well, let me ask you
something. Talking about Jake Gyllenhaal and them, but them
watch the original.
You know what I mean? So like we gonna act like. Hold on. Go ahead.
You saying he's wrong for making a joke about a black woman in a room full of white people, but yet Will Smith is okay to hit another black man in a room full of white people?
Check this out. No. I'm a man, you a man. If we get into now, let's be honest. Let's be straight. If me and you have a disagreement and we get into a tussle, right? But if your wife says something to me, I'm not going to get smart with your wife. I'm going to say something to you as a man, right? Or vice versa. Like that's hold up. If somebody gets smart with your sister, what she say? I'm gonna get my brother, right?
Right.
Let's go back to basic principles. Y'all forgetting that. Like there's a lot of basic principles that y'all are forgetting in the matter. Yes, it is because
if you get mad in church, you
pastor? No.
What you mean? I don't go to church because I know
this. What I'm saying, if you have a problem with somebody, if you have a problem with somebody in church, you cut somebody out in church.
Yeah, you talking to me? Have I? Yeah.
I'm talking to everybody. Well, you a heathen, so we know you probably will cut out in church.
I'm not a heathen, but I believe in But what I believe in that. So what takes the moment that, like I said, you said Amy Schumer with Jake Gyllenhaal and them. That's cool. That's Amy Schumer and them. And even Regina. But here's the thing: Regina Hall made a joke about Will and Jada. Nah, she made a joke, but it was a normal joke, and it was about the entanglement. All right, cool.
That's worse.
But like the black man is sit up there
worse.
and like what I said, no, it's not.
Because
Jada made that a public knowledge.
Yo, just hold on. Just before the Oscars, Jada made a video talking about she doesn't care what anybody says about her bald head.
Correct.
She did. Exactly.
Correct.
And I was going to get to that point too. If you don't care what nobody says about it, what's the issue? That the man says something and then your husband gonna go on national television and smack this man. Like I said, if y'all go back through the line, I know y'all know that Will and Chris had history, because I don't even know if y'all remember when Chris Rock dressed up as a chick and was one of Will's date on the Fresh Prince. Mm-hmm. Y'all remember that episode? They go all the way back then. You see what I'm saying? So for you to get, let me paint a picture though. Chris Rock is almost 50, 60 years old. This man has children. So every year, not even every year, this year, this man was embarrassed in front of his children, his mom if she was watching, his family if she was watching, every supermarket he go in, every mall he go in, everywhere he go from now on, because every time the Oscars come up, that moment is going to be in there. Every time the Oscars come up, this is going to be the moment that they think about.
It's a reminder.
So it's another way to handle that situation. Now, granted, what Will did, and then you looking at Will like, okay, he defended his wife. It's the way he could have went about defending his wife. I never said, and I'm to this day saying, because I'm one of the main ones, I defend mine in a heartbeat. But it's a way to go about it. And the way he did it was wrong. And some people want to quote me on this. You can quote me on this and say I'm wrong for saying it. To everybody else, Will is followed by everybody. White, black, Mexican, Puerto Rican, everybody. But guess what? To those who quote unquote are prejudiced, a lot of them, a lot of them still like Will. Why? Because Will is safe. After that Oscars, Will ain't safe no more in their eyes. Will is not that safe person no more. He tarnished not only himself, he tarnished his image. You can say what you want to. I'm telling you what it is. He didn't have to embarrass that man on national television.
America,
and then if he was so embarrassed,
America loves white redemption stories.
And then if he
because Mike Tyson is one of the biggest redemption stories right now.
Mike Tyson,
and Mike Tyson's a
he's a huge redemption story.
Mike Tyson got paid to slap people.
Exactly.
No, however, Mike Tyson still has to crawl through doors he could have walked through, because he still has that same image of being the bad boy. And there's people that won't.
Yeah, but he was a bad boy. But like I said,
that's what I'm saying. Will Smith was never the bad boy. So you expect that from a Mike Tyson.
Exactly.
Will Smith was never that dude.
Exactly.
And he still is not that dude. You smack somebody that could be like your little cousin.
But he's not safe no more to them, is what I'm saying.
It's like everyone thought it was a joke until he got back to his seat and screamed and cussed. And they were like, oh shit, this is real. And then
that's because his follow through on the slap was comical. That's why.
That's what I mean. So it's like your slap is never mind. So it's like you basically Chris Rock is like the age of our fathers. That's like somebody going on national television and smacking my dad.
And I gotta live with it every day.
And I got it every day. My dad gotta live with it every day. When he goes to Giant,
my dad is not.
But that's what I'm saying. It's like 60. 60's like, that's our parents for the most part. Yes.
How old is Will Smith?
Yo,
like,
Chris Rock is 57 and Will Smith like 51, 52, and Chris Rock 57. 57. Like they like 5 years apart. My dad is 70 years old. I'm 42. Like, you know what I mean? Like those dudes ain't that much older than me.
My mom's 62.
That's
my mom's 62. So for our maybe not our generation. Yeah, our generation. There's people younger than us. Eddie, for instance, I think his parents are approaching 60. It's like it's your parent getting slapped on television.
Getting slapped, period.
Like it's not even period, because if you get slapped at a barbecue, that's one thing. You get slapped in the party in a club, that's a different thing. You're on national television. You're on national television and you walk on stage. The man got his hands behind your back and you still on him. He's laughing as you're walking towards him because he doesn't think you're going to hit him. And you slap the cow walking shit out of this man on national television.
in front of the world,
in the biggest night of entertainment. Like that's the Super Bowl of Hollywood. No one has ever hit anyone on the fucking Oscars, and you haul off and smack Chris Rock's little ass.
Now, what you did was make people more protective of Chris and put his image up a little bit more. But I'm telling you, we're going to take a hit. We got to see these comments right quick, though. We got Rika Stingy AF Curry. She did not attempt to stop him, which is a true statement, Queen. Jada didn't attempt to stop him. She probably got a kick out of it. But like I said,
she did. She laughed.
Yeah,
she was in the audience.
She did. You didn't see the video? Yeah, she laughed.
Like I
she
said,
laughed.
Will is
whatever. That was the biggest display of toxic masculinity on a world stage. That shit was toxic.
Whatever. I don't fully agree with that.
Nah,
listen, I don't agree with that.
What else is there?
I don't agree with that.
If I was famous, and I went to the Oscars,
go ahead, Pete.
Right? I was famous. I went to the Oscars. I'm sitting up front, and a comedian makes a joke about me. Cool, whatever. I don't have to like it. I can get mad about it. I'll talk to you later, right? If my wife is with me, but my wife is not famous, and he starts making jokes about her, now I have a problem. We got a serious problem, right? I'm going to approach you. I'm going to say something. Because my wife isn't in this, my wife. Listen, my wife isn't in this industry, right?
She has nothing to do with it.
But if my wife is famous, just like I am, she's a public figure as well. She's fair game.
She's in the industry.
Like
you can get mad all you want, but she's fair game. It wasn't like he was attacking her or picking on her. Nah, she's fair game, just like everybody else.
Now, can I play advocate?
So
right
I was
quick?
watching it too.
Go ahead, and then I'll see what I want to say.
Go
I want to
ahead,
play
bro.
advocate.
Get busy. Go get busy, family.
Hold on.
All right.
Wait. Hold on.
What?
Let's put it in perspective.
Who's got the hardest job tonight? Javier Bardem and his wife are both nominated. Now, if she loses, he can't win. He is praying that Will Smith wins. Like, please, Lord. Jada, I love you. G.I. Jane 2, can't wait to see it. All right? That was a nice one. Okay. I'm out here. Richard. Oh, wow. Will Smith just smacked the shit out of me.
Keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth.
Wow, dude.
Yes.
It was a G.I. Jane jump.
Keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth.
I'm going to, okay? Okay. That was a greatest night in the history of television. Okay.
There's no way that's okay.
It's not going to be.
I don't find a problem with it. Like,
Nah,
here's the thing. You can't control because we're going to go with this. Y'all can make all them faces you want. But when you say something about somebody, and like PJ's point, like you said, you can believe in these rules of what it is that I can't say anything about your wife. And I can't expect anything. Like you said, if we joke because our inside jokes are our jokes. You know what I mean? Because we have a rapport and and we know still not what to say. And there's still things at times that it push each other's buttons, but the love that we generally have for each other hasn't. So somebody that I'm not necessarily cool with or dealing with or fool with can't cross that line sometimes. And we know that as well. Can we agree to that much? Because we have a lot of inside jokes and we speak a lot of that.
We can absolutely agree to that. But again, that's to assume that they're not cool. And nobody knows if they're cool or not cool.
Chris and
it don't matter.
It's cool.
It
was
cool.
It
does matter because
just because you work together don't mean you cool.
Nah, but it's not even.
I'm with shot like yeah.
It's not even just because we work together. It's assuming that they're not cool, right? But to PJ's defense, PJ said if you say something about my wife, that's off limits, and we're gonna have a problem. Will didn't have a problem when he said the joke. Will didn't have a problem until he looked at Jada. So Will laughed and clapped when he said it. Will thought the shit was funny.
Exactly, like
So
everybody
he
else in there.
He wasn't offended until he saw that Jada was offended, and Jada's upset because there's a time lapse between when the joke ended and when he said, "Uh-oh." So you got about a good 8 seconds for you to register. Okay, now I
Uh-oh is
gotta
when
be
he
mad.
walked on the stage.
Uh-oh is
Right.
when he started. Uh-oh is when he got up to start walking towards the stage because he was right at the end of the stage. So when he got up, that's when he said, "Uh-oh," and then Will's on the stage. So you got about 8 seconds between when you're laughing and now you want to be mad. That's not an instant reaction. If something's not funny to me, I'm not laughing about it.
Exactly.
Like if I'm offended instantly, my face is going to show offense instantly. That wasn't a that's my reaction. That's a oh shit, I need to do something.
I need to do something because she's unhappy reaction.
Yo.
That's what it is. Call it what it is.
Nah, that's not necessarily it. That's not. Yo, you can find something funny and something like your partner not necessarily find it funny, and they can be offended, and you can go into protection mode. And I'm just speaking from personal fucking experience. And like
that's what I'm saying. That's what I
seriously,
said.
like you know what I mean.
That's what I said.
But thing is
he found
that
it funny, and then he was like,
you
"Oh
can
shit,
never
I need to do something." So it was funny to him
right.
at first.
He laughed. Like I'm not disagreeing with anything. Right. He found some humor in it. But even the joke that he told about the two competitors before that wasn't even a dig at the white people. Like he just said, "Oh, if they're in the same category, they lose, you know, then somebody's just not gonna be happy." That's not the same type of joke as busting on her appearance. Can we agree to that?
Yeah, I agree. No.
No. Let me ask you, because you know what I mean. No, because he talked about that husband and wife in the same vein and said, "Well, look," he said, "Y'all in the same category. If she loses, you ain't gonna win." They laughed at that joke, but then he made it a joke about a woman's appearance, and I'm only playing devil's advocate here for the situation. Like I really, truly don't even give that much of a fuck about it no more because they all rich and they'll figure the hell out because Will ain't give me no bread for this, and neither is Chris. And Chris, all of his ticket sales went up since this.
But I think
you have to look at it from every angle.
But I think that's the us pushing it under the rug as if it's not being seen overall. The chick, what's her name? Janet something, Judge Janet, whatever, that's on Fox News. They played the clip, and her response was, "This is not the hood. That's not what we do. This isn't a bar fight."
But Jeannie,
it's like,
you talking about Jeannie Perro? She's always been a racist.
Right,
She was
but
a
it's
DA
like
in New York, so she don't
but
count. She's not credible.
No, it does
she's not
count
credible
because
that's her. She's not credible.
But hear me, Bub. That whole panel had a racial depiction of what happened. So the other dude says, "Oh, finally the media's covering black on black violence." It's like you're giving them that option.
No, but what you're seeing is now they get a chance to say something what they always wanted to say, and that's what I'm saying. If you live for them, no, because they're gonna. Hey, don't validate it. They crucified Colin Kaepernick for kneeling, and they made it something more than what it was. They're always gonna find a reason to justify how they believe about us and what they want to believe about us, and that's what I'm trying to get you to say on that part. Like you can't.
Yeah, but that's
go
all
off
you
of
need. But
somebody
that's all you
racist.
need. A media spin is very powerful.
You gave them a green light. Like
Listen,
that's
not in these days.
That's all. If you want racist people to say some racist shit, give it to them. Like give them the opportunity to say some racist shit. If you don't want them to say anything, there's nothing to say if you don't give it to them. So, like Boog said, there's ways to handle it. If PJ said he's upset, cool. I'm upset. You said something about my wife. Commercial break. I'm gonna come backstage and talk to you. That shit wasn't cool.
I'm gonna smack you backstage. I didn't say smack was wrong. I said it's the time and the place that you did the smack.
So it's like go backstage and be like, "Yo, you know she had a medical condition, which is why she don't got her hair." And then Chris could have told him, "Nah, I know nothing about that."
You think I would do that joke if I knew that or something like that? Then what?
And that goes back to again, you said he made black hair because of his daughter. Why would he take a dig at somebody that has a hair condition if he knows that's the situation?
Yo,
he didn't know.
Ignorance don't matter, but y'all excusing the fact, and like I said, I'm just playing devil's advocate. He did a joke, like PJ said. Now both of like PJ said, the directors that he joked about right beforehand, they're both famous for the same award. He didn't dig at her appearance. All he talked about is them not winning the Oscars and being uncomfortable being a happy couple. He made a joke about a physical appearance. Hold up, no. Because to your point, you said she's fair game. Like PJ was saying, she's fair game. So both of these directors were in a thing, and he didn't make a dig whatsoever about appearance or anything remotely close. Hold up.
He didn't make
So
a dig
no,
about
because it's
Jada's
fair
appearance.
game, right?
He didn't make a dig about Jada's appearance.
Yes, he did. Bugs. If you don't get that, then you're not getting it.
Listen to what I'm
Can
saying.
we all agree that that was a dig at her appearance?
So hold on. You mean to tell me if there's somebody out
So what
there
you think,
in the Oscars, hold on. If you go to me to tell me, like, this is my plug. If Will wouldn't have went on stage and smacked him, if that would have never happened and he handled it off camera, then somebody would have came to Jada after. Hey, did you hear what Chris said? G.I. Jane 2. I think that's a good idea.
No.
Hold on.
Just tell me directly, when he said G.I. Jane 2, was he not? When he said G.I. Jane 2, was he talking about her appearance?
He was talking about her short hair.
Did you see G.I. Jane? Did you see her head?
That's a great movie.
No.
Yes, I did.
Right. But it's about her appearance, right?
Right. But
She got
cool.
yes.
So it's about the appearance, right?
No, but G.I. Jane, why did she shave her head?
Y'all ain't getting it.
G.I. Jane, she shaved her head, equal playing field.
You're not getting
You're gonna treat them the same way you treat these men.
There was nothing negative about the G.I. Jane movie. The only similarity is the short hair. Now, the short hair only mattered. The short hair only mattered if he knew she had alopecia. If he knew she had that, then it's a dig. If he didn't know, then it's a joke.
If he called her small head, bald head,
he talked about her appearance.
If he said your wife looks like a shaved parrot,
Thank you, Shad. Thank you.
That's what I'm saying.
Thank you, Shad.
Those are digs.
No, right?
Small head, bald head.
It's similar.
Right. Your wife looks like a shaved
No.
cat.
Right.
Like, those
Thank
are
you.
digs. You
Bull.
can go in.
Stop
Don't
that.
listen to what he's saying. Go ahead. Finish, Sean.
You can
No.
go in.
Small head, bald head, right? Because we from the hood. We know that. To the core, right?
Small head, bald head.
Right.
But if you got smacked for saying small head, bald head, understood.
Right.
Right. Okay. I got you. We're on the same page. Small head, bald head gets you smacked. Your wife looks like a shaved Siamese cat. I didn't get you smacked. Understood. I get you.
This dude.
However, G.I. Jane is not smack worthy.
No, put it this way. What if somebody saw me in New York? Hold on. What if somebody saw me in New York? Hold on. What if somebody saw me, right? I can't think of nobody I really look like celebrity-wise. But what if somebody saw me or I'm sitting in the audience, say I'm in that same seat, and somebody say, Larry Burgess, can't wait to see King of Harlem 2, Forrest Whitaker. Let's go with Forrest Whitaker.
Bugs front row.
How you gonna say somebody you don't look like, but then you gonna go to somebody you look like?
Said Forrest Whitaker.
Right.
I got this. You know what I mean? So Bugs in the front row, right? Somebody say Ruben Sutter, looking forward to your next album.
Oh man.
It's a dig.
You gotta take it. You gotta laugh.
It's a dig. It's a dig.
No. Boogs is a man. He can approach it accordingly, though, right? Let's be honest, though. No. He can approach it accordingly, right?
Yeah.
But again, as a man, as a protector of your fucking wife or your fucking woman or your sister or your daughter, you may take a different approach.
Hold on,
but Eddie,
wait, hold
I
on.
know you want to get in this joint a little bit, but I know you're protected, but I seen you springing that action off of less, so I know.
Yeah, but how is that protecting someone?
Let PJ
somebody said,
because you won't joke about me no more.
Oh no, the jokes are starting.
Hold on, in all fairness,
right? But what they said to his face,
absolutely.
What they said to his face,
absolutely. Because you know what? Because Will's not that dude.
Right, who's scared of Will? And if it was anybody else, he wouldn't have slapped him. Let 50 Cent would have came up with that joke. He would have slapped 50 Cent.
He wouldn't have slapped
50 Cent.
He would have slapped.
Why 50 Cent? Like, what?
That's the first person that popped in my head,
no. Because when they put out the entanglement video, 50 had jokes on Jada and Will.
Yep.
50 went to Instagram and went ape shit on Jada.
But
They talked on Instagram, and all Will said
can we
is
be
50 was
honest?
that's all he said.
Yo, if we have an open relationship where you can knock off whoever, and she just puts it out there because she wants to have some conversation because she's a attention whore.
Maybe
this is what
it wasn't open. Maybe she actually cheated and they went the open relationship route to try to.
Hold on. No. They had open relationship.
No, we can be honest.
Hold on.
Let's be honest.
PJ Bub shot.
They both were just cheaters.
PJ Bub shot. Hold on. Hold on. Real talk. Eddie just got here. let's let Eddie give some perspective because we've been talking about it for the past however long.
Nah, let him eat first.
He ready to go. Let's go, Eddie. What you got to say, man?
So basically, I just think, okay, I'm gonna try to keep it quick since you've already been on. So
now
I do think it was a second move to hit him in that moment. All right, me being the emotional guy that I am, right? So I can relate. So if I look at my wife and she looks like, because I laugh at first, ha ha ha, that shit was funny, and then I look at her, it's like, oh, she don't find that amusing at all. What I'm not going to do is get up and go on the stage and slap him. I'm going to catch him backstage or at the after party or something like that, and I'm going to bust that ass then. But I'm not going to make myself look like that person on national TV. You look like a fool, cuz. You look like a fucking fool. It ain't about protecting your family.
Hold up. You know I love you to death. Could you see you, and let's be perfectly, look at, yeah,
I'm
you smile, I can see the back teeth. Listen, could you, no. Would you, I wish we had your wife available. We would ask her, would you be that same person that just issuing a whole bunch of apologies? Because I want you to be sincere.
No.
Would
not
that have
issuing
been you?
Apologies. I'm going to slap the shit out of you backstage. Like,
exactly.
Right.
Like when I catch you back there, you're going to catch these hands. Because you hurt her feelings and that hurt me.
No, that's the thing. It's like you know where you are.
Exactly.
You're aware of where you are.
Exactly.
You're aware of who you hit. That's what it is. And also,
and you're aware where you're at.
I've read some shit.
You're in the room. You're in the room where the money is. That's where your career is made, in that room.
Right.
In that theater.
Right. You can't fuck with the money.
So,
I get it.
Protecting your family. What you did is you hurt your family. Because now you got people pulling their stuff off of Westbrook Entertainment. They're pulling their stuff off of her now. Now you're about to start losing money. If Chris decides to sue you, you're losing more money. If you can't get another job because the director don't want to fool with you, you're losing more money. You did something that hurts your family more than it helped your family. That's not protecting her. Protecting her is, I'm gonna make sure that we say good.
Bel Air's coming back for season 2.
Bel Air can come back for
Bel Air's coming back for season 2.
However, I can guarantee you there's going to be some people that are going to pull. There's going to be some people. There's going to be people that are going to pull out. People that have these anti-bullying campaigns, and their companies are involved in that.
Backlash from doing that. He's not going to go like, what does it say, unscathed or whatever. Like,
it's not.
Backlash. Like you played yourself in that moment. It was like you got so emotional because I can relate. Y'all know me. I can relate. But you got so emotional in that moment.
That's why
you had to get up.
But he wasn't. Hold on, let Eddie finish.
And go on stage and swam, like right there in that moment.
It wasn't emotional. No, it wasn't emotional. The emotion absolutely got back to his seat because when he got back to his seat and started yelling at the stage, that's when he realized it's like again, and that's when Will knew he fucked up. Right. Like that's when you knew you really fucked up.
Yo, but listen, let me get this in real quick. Let me get this in real quick. My thought real quick. Someone probably already said this, and I read something that I agree with. They basically said it was basically Chris Rock took the place of everybody and everything that like all the shit that he's been dealing with because of that shit that she put out there from the past. Like he hit his breaking point basically. He hit the point with no return. Like. You know what? Fuck it. It's not even about you, Chris Rock, and it's a joke. It's beyond that. That was just the icing on the cake. That was the top layer. And so now you're going to catch this hand, but this is for everybody else that I wanted to slap the shit out of that I couldn't. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I don't think it was the slap, really. It was his words that
was the words after.
You know what I mean?
And that's true.
That's what, and he was saying that to everybody, not just
that's
everybody.
real.
You know what I mean?
Keep my wife's name out your mouth, out your fucking mouth.
He was saying that to
everybody.
That's real.
But if you look at it,
I want to know what Jada said to him, because you're laughing and then you look over and that's probably that look like
she just gave him the look.
It's beyond my feelings hurt because I already don't like you. This is an arranged marriage. Let's be real. Like this is an arranged marriage. I don't like you. I put on national television about Red Table Talk. Will and Jada, they don't like each other. Like
you know what it is? Little side note. I hate to make light out of it, but he really
hold on. Let PJ say. PJ been trying. We've been over talking PJ so much. Go ahead, PJ.
Oh my bad, cuz I ain't even know.
S3.com.
We'll get back to PJ.
Like from my understanding, he wrote that he wished he was more like Tupac or something. So he did what he thought Tupac would do.
All right.
But here's the thing.
All right. So to play devil's advocate.
Wait, hold on. You look over at your wife. You're laughing. She's not laughing. She looks at you, and we've all been in this situation. Oh, that shit's funny.
Nah, this is the thing. I'm gonna tell her like a man. I'm gonna handle that. Don't even worry about it.
Nah,
I'm gonna
that's
handle
what I'm saying.
that.
But she looked at that shit.
You see what I'm saying? That solves it. I'm gonna handle that. Don't even worry about it, baby.
So
I got you.
One of them. She
I
was
got
like,
you.
okay.
I ain't gonna handle it there, but I'm gonna handle that. I'm gonna handle that though. But this is my thing.
Here's the thing.
Janice should have put that man down when he was going on stage. You want to do everything else to accommodate everybody else to say something, but something about you want to be in your feelings. She could have stopped Will and said, "You know what? Hold on. This ain't
save it for later or something."
She's not going through that. She's not going to do that.
You want a tough guy? That's why
she could have did it.
She want a thug.
But she ain't got no thug. She got Will. He ain't no thug.
She want a thug though, cuz.
But here's the thing. Here's the thing. To your point, the smack was for, but it's not just for everybody from the entanglement, because if you read his memoirs, like, you know, I read the book, and like his issue was like he said, well, no, his dad used to abuse his mom, and he hid in the closet. He never forgave himself for that. So, and then his sister used to fight some of his battles. So, you know, like that was right. So what it was like you said, it was right. He used to always you know, but like I said again. Everybody has that moment, like I said, where there's a tipping point. But like you said, most of us have it when we're younger. And like you said, when you're a teenager, you get over it, then you just figure out, okay, I can move accordingly. Except for these people that shoot people. But then for him, because he's accomplished so much financially and respect. But then he looked at it like, yo, I'm tired of being a pushover. But it wasn't about Chris, like you said.
It wasn't.
He smacked it for years of, like you said, even when you read the book, he talked about how his dad was in a wheelchair and he was willing to think about even killing his dad, pushing him down the steps. And since he's such a great actor, he could pull it off. You know what I mean? So like, yes, the tension is about a lot of things that was built up within him, the mental health aspect of it. But again, it also goes to sometimes watch what you say to people, because you never know what they're going through and what can make somebody snap. Because we all believe that too, right?
We all believe everybody can snap.
He set the tone of like, it's okay if I don't like what a comedian said. I can go up and slap the shit out of the comedian. That's what comedians do, cuz. Comedians tell jokes about, they make light of all situations. And I don't think the joke was that bad, cuz.
It wasn't.
I don't think it was that bad. It wasn't slap-worthy.
That was probably the lightest joke of the whole damn night.
Exactly. And I'm going to tell everybody
for it. I feel bad because everybody's checking on Will's word, man. Check that man's face.
Amy Schumer.
You know what I'm saying?
If y'all think that was bad, y'all need to go back. I'm telling everybody.
My bad, cuz I'm cutting everybody off. I got a lot to say in this little bit of time. My bad.
Go back to the Oscars.
All right, good. You're busy.
Last year, go to the year before that, or you can go to any year that Ricky Gervais hosted the Oscars, and you tell me about some slanderous.
Well, he didn't have. He didn't have a host for 3 years.
Jokes. You see what I'm saying? Then you tell me that ain't everybody's off limits. Because that stuff was way worse than what Chris said about Jada. Now I want to take time to plug these comments because they're piling up right quick. Let's go back and everybody take a chill pill right now. I went back in the day, chill pill, just mellow out. I never heard G.I. Jane used as a compliment outside the movie. All these are Monisa. That was a banging movie though.
Shout out Mo, huh?
We're going to be in the movie Smacking Aliens next summer. I may not go see it. I don't know. Independence Day was just on an hour ago. Okay, so Will is not allowed to react to his wife being mad. We covered that. The people that are suddenly vocal about their dislike for Will already had those feelings. True, but I want to disclaim. I don't like Will. I dislike what Will did in the time that he did it. All right, Good Hair wasn't exactly a love letter to black women. There was a lot of talking dogs on there too. Also, let's act like black women aren't sensitive about their hair. We got some more. 3 more and I'm done. All this arguing that Will gonna be smacking one of those zombies in I Am Legend 2. He's gonna lose money for 6 months, then he'll be fine. And then we got Rika Stingy ASF's Curry, Displaced Anger, which I definitely agree with.
Absolutely displaced anger.
For sure. Fact.
Definitely
That's what I'm
agree
saying.
with.
Yo, Sanaa shaved her hair for her movie, right?
Mm-hmm.
Plenty of jokes came out on Sanaa lately.
Ain't nobody talking about little thumbs.
Nah, but
plenty of jokes came out.
She got little thumbs.
She just here he go.
Yo,
see, you talking about her
I'll tell you about that.
She got thumbs. What? You need to be smacked.
Her husband will come slap you for talking about his wife.
Exactly.
I wish he would. I wish he would. I wish he would.
Real shit.
I wish he would.
Now that was smack
Right.
worthy.
Mo has a point. I absolutely agree. Women are sensitive
No.
about their hair. I got you.
Mo's
Yeah,
my
but-
sister, so
but-
we, you know
but
what I mean.
Jada
Like
Pinkett ain't got no
this
hair,
is something
so
like
there's
you
nothing
know
to be
she grew up
sensitive
with me
about.
and my dad.
We'll go slap the fuck out of you because you very
Hold on.
chill.
Did you
Yes,
hear
you
what
do.
PJ said? Let PJ
PJ, he go.
what he just said. Go
He's
ahead.
definitely gonna smack you, PJ.
No, he got to repeat that. Repeat that.
Will's
PJ.
definitely
Go
gonna
ahead,
come.
say it.
Can't be
He go.
sensitive about her hair.
He
She
goes.
ain't got none.
You
There we
can.
go.
Simple.
I got your back, cuz.
Nah,
I
he
still
go-
can't beat you.
Nah,
cuz.
PJ.
You
He
can't.
go.
beat
He
me.
gonna walk up. He gonna walk up to you, say, "Let's see how real you are, PJ," and just give you that. He gonna hit you with that back
But you
joint.
know-
He gonna hit you with
no.
the backhand with a
The
jelly joint.
response,
Watch.
the response.
Let's see if you
that
can run
should've-
straight or
hold on.
zigzag.
The response. The
I ain't
response
running.
that should have happened. She said, "You say G.I. Jane 2 NBC." If Jada got up and started clapping, was like, "Yeah," AKA your joke wasn't funny. It landed flat.
Never would have
Cool.
happened.
You just ruined that whole moment. We're good.
Mm-hmm.
Keep going with what you're doing. If Will just said, "See you in G.I. Jane 2," Will was just like, "Nah, bro, chill."
Right.
And I think some people
End of
overlook
story.
what I said earlier when we were and Sean. I
Yeah,
think
because
loved it
hold
too.
on.
When Jada said the interview and was like, "I don't care what people have to say about my hair, but all of a sudden it's an issue and you want somebody smacked." Come on,
Yo,
man. Come on.
like Shaw just said,
Come
yo,
on.
You get one of
doing this, and then you get slapped. I'm with that shit. I'm with that shit. I already told you. I warned you. I said stop.
Yo,
I said don't
yo.
say nothing else, cuz. And you said something.
We-
I did
we know.
this.
We all
Come
know.
on, homie. Cut that
This is
shit
where
out.
Joe stops. Joe, stop right here. That's a black signal for go to the next person. Nah.
Then
You hit another one?
like, yeah, like,
You hit another
yeah,
one? I'm coming
yeah.
after you.
Like, come
But
on,
it's
cuz.
like to laugh and then go on stage and smack the man and then go back. Here's the thing: to smack him, one, completely disrespectful, completely out of pocket.
It was.
Shouldn't fucking happen. You're already bad enough. To then smack him, go back to your seat, and then bully him from your seat to make it worse for everybody else. Because
Can we
at
stop
that
with this
point-
bullying shit?
Nah,
You're a
that's-
grown
that's
man.
a-
Grown
that's-
men
nah,
can fight
that's a-
grown
that's
men.
a-
Like I'm
Nah,
tired of y'all
you
talking
can't-
this
you
bullying.
can't
Like this
fight-
is
you
corny
can't
shit. Like
fight-
yo,
you can't fight a
what?
grown
So
man.
it only becomes
Nah.
bullying if one person is not retaliating. It's bullying.
It's
He
bullying.
had, but can I ask y'all this?
All he made was a statement.
Did
That's
he-
not a
You can't say
statement. That's a
bully
threat.
me.
He made a statement with his
No, it's
hand.
not. He said,
That's
"Keep my
a
name,
threat.
my wife's name out your mouth.
He made
Keep
a
my
does that
son's
mean?
name out your
Hand,
What
mouth.
does that mean?
Keep my son's
wife's
name
Say it
out
again,
your
I'm
mouth."
gonna slap you
Ain't
again.
no
What does that
threat.
mean?
Bruh,
What does that mean?
that's a
Keep my
threat.
son's name out of your mouth. What? Or
Get slapped up again.
right?
You're gonna get some
There's
more
an or after
fingerprints
that.
on
We
your
know.
face.
We know what the silence means after
You
that.
niggas
Keep-
better back up before
keep
you
my
get
name
smacked
out.
the fuck up.
Like Baby said, keep my name out y'all mouth. Put some respect on my name.
Yo.
You know what that means. If you
Yo,
don't,
my
there's a
neck's
problem.
getting thinner, cuz. Oh shit.
So, but look, let me ask you a question. So what's supposed to happen now? Nobody else is going to joke on Jada ever?
Nah,
Like,
she's
No, people are gonna do it because
So I mean, let me ask you this. All right, let's keep that shit a
Motherfuckers
buck.
think we're
All right,
soft, cuz.
a lot
They're
of
gonna
there
do
are a
it.
lot of jokes. There are a lot of right. There's a lot of jokes, and let's be honest. The thing is too is that there's a lot of jokes, but people aren't necessarily quick to joke in your face, and we do. And that's the thing. Chris, like you said, he's a comic, so he did go there in his face. But a lot of the, like you said, the trolling and all that stuff, like when people, like you hear behind the scenes where people approach people and handle situations after these type of roastings and jokes, or people say different types of shit, even when they talking slimy about people behind the thing. Like Will might say something to somebody like, "Yo, what up, cuz? Like, I'm here, what's up?" Like people do that. Like people do
Will's
that.
not
You know what I
that
mean?
dude.
But
Stop
like
making him a gangster.
just sit there
He's
and
not
blatantly
that
in front of my
dude.
face. Yo,
He's not that dude.
I'm not saying he's a gangster, but what
Right.
I'm saying is
He's
everybody
not a tough
has
guy.
a tipping point. It doesn't
That's
matter
real.
about who
And
it is. Like, you know what I
that's
mean?
real.
Like, that's what I'm saying.
That's fine. Everybody has.
You know what I mean? Like,
Look,
like PJ said he wouldn't run from Will Smith, but I guarantee he would because I know PJ.
But that's
He
the
runs
thing.
fast.
I think that's the thing.
Man, because you said that.
Hold on.
So why? Hold
Everybody
up.
else.
So why wouldn't you run from Will Smith, PJ?
Yeah, I want
You
Will
run from Will
Smith.
Smith?
Why
Let
would
Will
you run
Smith
from
hit
Will
me.
Smith?
Let him
Oh,
hit me.
you run from Will
That's a
Smith?
lawsuit and everything. I'm
Yo,
coming up off of this one.
But hold
That's
on.
real,
You know what?
cuz.
I'm gonna tell
That's
you the
smart.
truth. You know what,
I'm
though?
gonna come up.
Yo,
Hold on. Let
Here
me
you go.
say something right quick.
Here you go,
Bill,
Simon.
two things I'm gonna plug. Jim Carrey
200 million.
said he would have sued Will the next morning for $200 million. And then I thought about that thing, like I said earlier. This man got embarrassed in front of his kids, his family.
It's going to keep going, cuz.
He might as well get paid from it.
He's going to be getting flipped on for the rest of his life, cuz.
Nah, he's going to get a Netflix special and talk about it.
He's talking about it now. He's on tour.
Right.
Yeah,
but he talk about it.
Yo, exactly.
He said it. But did y'all hear? And the second thing I wanted to plug, because I got it right here. If y'all didn't hear it, I'm willing to play some of it. Did y'all hear what Corey Holcomb said about Jada? Now that might have been smack-worthy. We got time to plug
Well,
that.
you can't beat Corey. Corey's my guy.
Hold on, we
I'm
got
cool
time
with
to
Corey. He ain't gonna step to Corey.
But do we got time to plug
Corey?
But do we got a time to plug that?
Yeah.
All right, listen.
Who is of a certain age, over 45,
y'all hear
man who allowed an evil, dangerous whore to be in their presence at age 45 and older. If you allow an evil, wicked bitch who fuck her son's friend to accompany you on your shoulder in public, you ain't gonna get nothing but trouble. Let's just start saying that. You cannot sit up front at the Oscars with a bald head, bitch.
Now he gets slapped, cuz.
He ain't smacking Corey. Corey with the shit the whole way.
Now I'm gonna stop it right
is one of
there
my favorites.
because it goes on YouTube for 3
I heard
minutes,
it.
but I'm gonna stop it right there.
Yeah, I heard it before.
Yes,
he's not
going to smack with me, bro. Let's be clear.
But he's not going to do it.
And she worried about not being T.I. Jane, and there's people out here saying this stuff about her. Come on, bro.
Will smack the person that he knew he could smack and get away with it.
But you know, I put on Facebook, and I'm gonna say this too. I put on Facebook. You can go to my Facebook and look at it. The night it happened, because I was watching it live. I watched it because I wanted to know what this black all production crew was going to do. I wanted this to
Plug the Facebook page. What's your page name?
What?
Tell me your real name, Bugs, so they can find your Facebook page.
Larry Burgess, you can go on there. You see the cute La Familia banner up top. It is what it is. But listen, what I'm saying is this, and I want y'all to chime in after I get done. I said, question. If that would have been Dave Chappelle.
No.
Dave Chappelle? Oh, okay. No. I said Eddie Murphy.
No.
I said Steve Harvey. I said, or even Jerry Seinfeld. Would Will have went up there and smacked any of those people?
Jerry Seinfeld wouldn't do it. That's the only one I hated you said. Like,
but it don't matter.
Seinfeld wouldn't have said it,
would he have went up there and
right.
smacked those people? Then just go with the first three. Eddie Murphy.
But I wouldn't say Jerry. I wouldn't say Jerry Seinfeld wouldn't say it. He probably would have said it differently. But
Larry David would say it, but not Jerry Seinfeld. Larry David would say it, but not Jerry Seinfeld. But
would any of those people get smacked?
But I know Eddie Murphy would.
Get smacked?
But Eddie would be ready. Eddie don't play.
Dave Chappelle would have said it.
Dave Chappelle would have fought back.
Yeah.
Dave Chappelle was way up there.
Steve Harvey.
He wouldn't even got up.
He might have smacked. He might have said something to Steve Harvey.
I'm gonna say something. No, he wouldn't even.
Might have said something to Steve Harvey.
He wouldn't even smack. And I'm gonna say this. Y'all can laugh if you want to, but I'm serious. He wouldn't even smack Kevin Hart.
No.
No, he wouldn't have. He wouldn't have smacked Kevin Hart on national television because that would have been a smack. He wouldn't have did it.
Kevin would have fought him back.
He wouldn't have did it.
Kevin wouldn't
have did that though.
Yes, he would.
I don't know.
Kevin wouldn't have did that to him with her.
Kev would have. I think Kev would have.
No, he wouldn't. No, behind the scene, y'all, you getting mixed up personal shit because you know him some personal, like you know, but he wouldn't go on stage on that moment and did that. I don't think he would have.
Yo, he clowned
Eddie wouldn't give a
on
fuck.
the award show when she shaved her head.
Not the Oscars.
It wasn't the Oscars. He didn't get the.
They killed.
But he was clowning her, told her like a testicle. Like it's just.
Right, but they homies.
That's what I'm saying.
Tiffany Haddish is his homie though. That's his little sister.
But that's not the point.
That's different.
But you can say
it is a point because relationship matters.
No. But again, it goes back. You're at the Oscars. You're open game. You're open game. Period.
If Wanda Sykes would have got up there and started talking about Will Smith and his appearance or whatever, would it have been okay for Jada Pinkett to get up and smack her?
She wouldn't have did it.
No, but
she couldn't have did it. Wanda would have knocked her out. That would have been funny though.
I'm sure.
Hell yeah, Wanda would have gave her that work.
But would it have been okay?
I got my money's on Wanda.
I think it's okay. Period. The joke itself wasn't bad. I don't think it was distasteful at all. Nope. So no matter who would have said it, like y'all was talking about when I came in. What did y'all call her? Bald-headed dagger or some shit or whatever y'all was saying?
Stop her small-head, bald-head. You got her small-head, bald-head.
Oh, well, whatever disrespectful shit like that, yeah. Like, I could see you wanting to smack somebody because his joke wasn't that bad, cuz. It wasn't bad at all.
No.
Like,
I'm just playing devil's advocate. Like, he could have handled it either way. But like I said, but you also know that, you know what I mean? Like you said, Shad, no, we come from small-head, bald-head. We grew up with knowing that, and we all laughed because we know immediately what it meant. So that's what that was. That was the professional way of saying it.
It might get you into a fight,
right?
But if
it got him into a fight.
But if we're sitting amongst
professionals,
our peers,
and we're adult as fuck,
and
we're
I'm like
40, 50, whatever years old.
It's you as black men, we can't do that in that atmosphere. You handle that somewhere else, and I can't do that there. And it's unspoken rules again of being black. There's rules to this shit.
And then,
that's one that you can't do. You find somewhere else to do that, and then you handle it somewhere else. Again, you go backstage and be like, "Yo, you know she's dealing with something." Oh, nah, because I didn't know that. I would have never fucking made that joke if I knew she had like a situation going on.
Right.
Yo, go out there and apologize to my wife.
That's it.
Like, you handle it that way. You don't get on stage and smack that man.
Yeah, because you know what bitches a person more by making them go apologize to your wife. Like real shit. I can slap you and it's over. But if I make you go fucking apologize to my lady, and you go apologize, oh, you a bitch, cuz I bitched you. You know what I'm saying?
After this commercial break, I need you to go back to the microphone and say, "I apologize, Jada. I didn't know that you had a condition going on. That's my bad. It was a bad joke. I'm sorry."
And that nips it all in the bud,
so kills it. But instead,
from anybody else saying anything,
like that, it's just it's the deepest level of disrespect.
You good.
Period. It doesn't matter who it is. It's the deepest. Open hand smacking someone is the deepest level of disrespect.
That moment is forever.
Anything beyond that would have been the backhand. Like that would have made it worse.
Ain't no way. I'm sorry.
But
ain't no way.
So I want to shout out. I want to point out that. Go ahead.
Hold on.
Go ahead,
Eddie.
No, I real quick. I just want to point out that I've read a lot of comments of people saying that anybody said that this was bad for black people already thought that black people look bad. I read that. Actually,
that's my idea.
So okay. So, and I'm gonna disagree with that. I disagree with that because I do feel like we're already judged as black people anyway. So to act like that and react like that, it's like you're doing what they thought you was gonna do. You're doing exactly what they. This is why we don't want y'all niggas here because y'all do stupid shit like that.
I hate to plug it. I hate to plug it. That was some nigga shit.
Not even Will. You're no different.
That ain't nigga shit. Like
that's some nigga shit.
See, that's the problem. Y'all want to classify it as that.
Because it is
events and things like that, and that's the thing. Like, but we're not like.
But not even.
Not
okay.
Black people are the only ones to do it.
No, because
check this out. We can't afford to do shit like that on that stage, cuz.
January 6th. That's some trailer park shit.
Well, I can't listen.
Like,
January 6th.
And white people.
But it was no. Hold up. Say what it was, right? No. It was some ghetto ass shit, right?
It was.
That was
oh
my
ghetto.
God! But listen,
listen,
they don't even want to call it a riot. They want to call it the insurrection because they want to classify it instead of calling it a riot. We were attacked. Imagine if us six went to the Capitol and tried to go, we would all be dead.
They would all get shot up.
They would be blasting our podcast, everything.
Yo, we wouldn't even make it. We would be alive because we wouldn't have made it to the Capitol.
But here's the thing: it's
facts.
If black people as a group say Million Man March and y'all decide we're gonna walk up in the Capitol, they'd be like, Million Man March, we going in the Capitol, and so since they ain't hearing us out here, we're gonna go in there, right? when they would say is that's expected of y'all. Like we expected
That's
that
what
to
I'm
happen,
saying. It's
which
the
is why
image,
we had,
cuz.
which is why we had the security that we have when y'all are here. So now it's like again,
all right, but let me ask you this:
your safest black man is Will Smith.
Nah,
Will Smith and Barack Obama are your safest black people. So white culture, they are the safety net.
all right,
If the safety net got a tear,
all right, cool.
Everybody's vulnerable now.
All right, but let me hit you with the Matthew McConaughey Time to Kill version real quick. Hold up. So when we watched the insurrection on January 6th, were any of us surprised? No.
No.
We just said, see, if it was us, only thing we said was, if it would have been us, it'd have been, but we wasn't
Because
surprised.
they could get away with
That's
it,
the thing, because we think, because we already know,
Right,
and we already understood that that's what it is.
We said
same thing.
We said that's
my
white
point.
people shit, right? We said when
Right.
they did that, we said that's some white people shit. Got you. I'm here.
Why? Because we already expecting. That's what we think of them, right?
So
I agree with you, cuz.
Right.
But what they did,
Right.
they validated it
Yo.
by doing it. So it's like
Right.
these Trump white people. That is who y'all are. So now when you validate it by saying y'all black dudes are angry, all of them are the same way. And the safest light-skinned black dude goes.
They're the same way, though.
I'm not saying they're
We're
not.
people.
I'm saying
right.
we're
but what
we're
my point is,
we're green lighting their stereotype. That was a
we're
green light.
And listen,
we're trying to get
what I'm
motherfuckers
saying
to paint us in a different picture, but doing shit like that doesn't paint us in a better picture. Because they already think we are ghetto and hood and all this extracurricular shit. So you walking up on stage.
Cuz.
Good.
Ain't none of that shit worse than what they did. They attacked the
It's
United
not,
States
cuz.
Capitol.
We're agreeing with you, cuz.
No, I know. But what I'm saying is that that's how they'll spin you to think that a rich black man smacking another rich black man is somehow worse than them doing treason and attacking the government because they didn't agree with who won the presidency, which is a free country, and they use their own laws to justify that whole thing. Come on, man. Like, exactly.
No, absolutely. And what's happening? They're going to court. They're going to jail. They're catching
and they're getting
fines.
what? They're getting fine, shot. Fine, shot.
I'm saying.
Fine.
Slap on the wrist.
But they're being held accountable.
That's not accountable.
Hold on. We got a comment.
We would have given 5 to 10, cuz.
Hold up. We got a comment. Hold up, fellas. We got a comment.
Shot.
Hold up. We got a hold up. Hold on.
You get a fine shot. We get a fine for driving by a cop with no lights on.
That's accountability. They can take the license. They give us a fine. That's accountability.
Yo, we got a comment.
Go ahead, Bugs. I'm sorry, my fault.
We got a comment from Lakeisha Carter. Good God Almighty, Lakeisha Carter.
Can you just read her comment instead of giving radio love shout outs and shit? Like, good God, Lakeisha Carter. Like, oh my God, he pulled the lenses down.
Very true, Shot. Very true, Shot.
That's right. Thank you, Lakeisha. The Shot talks the truth.
Nah, Keisha, we better than that. Don't be justifying that shot stuff.
You can't do it. Like we have rules as black people. That is one of them. Your mom tell you, don't go out here acting like no fool in front of these white folks.
Well,
you learn that as a young buck.
Also,
because like your parents tell you, don't embarrass this family in front of these people. You go to your mom's job and you start running around making noise. What they tell you? Cut it out. Not here.
So I also feel like this, even though it's not like he didn't die, like he didn't get shot or nothing, right? So I don't want to say like black on black crime, but it's still, it's like, you know, it gives them more of a reason when we want to talk about police brutality and shit like that. Well, you got Will Smith smacking Chris Rock on live TV. Y'all ain't saying shit about that.
You ain't saying that about your boy.
Get your boy.
Again. Hold on. Again.
Hostility when your boy was smacking people on the Oscars.
No, but we had that same energy.
Now we're the boogeyman.
No. Yo, we still didn't.
Bigger, friend.
We still didn't jump in the Capitol. We still didn't post up on Pelosi's desk. We still didn't. No.
Ain't nobody gonna check SmackDown Smith, did they?
We watch modern day treason. That ain't none of that shit you gonna tell me better than that shit. worse than that
not,
shit.
Cuz.
Nah,
But it's not what we think, though.
Josh,
It's what
you
they
can miss
think.
with that shit.
There's no congressional
Yo,
hearing.
but we
of Will
all
Smith's
think and know what that
response.
shit was hitting for, right?
Yeah.
All right.
We are in agreement.
So fuck what they think, because they gonna think what they think regardless. And when you keep buying into what they think,
it's not about
because we
love,
kind of
it's-
need.
Hold on,
We
Eddie.
kind of
we
need.
don't. We
But
don't.
listen,
That's the
no,
problem.
cuz, in
That's
order
the
for us
problem.
okay, first of all, we need each other. We need to band together as a people to get our shit like on point, right? But also, cuz we need. What is the word? Help me out. What's the word? We need allies, cuz we need allies.
We do.
And
Yeah, sincere allies.
Our
though.
allies is like, see, that's why I want to fuck with y'all now. Y'all making yourself look bad because niggas are slapping niggas.
Nah, because people still understand both sides of respect. Because for me, it would be right.
Nah, but then
I agree. I agree.
I hear what you're saying, Bob.
We all in agreement on that.
I love that you're playing devil's advocate right now because we know you really don't care. So
don't be putting my real.
So I appreciate you
real
playing
feelings
devil's
up,
advocate
cuz.
like
Chill.
and causing
Chill,
this
cuz.
conversation. I appreciate that. That's the only reason you're doing this, because we know you really don't care. But it's while one, I agree with you wholeheartedly. We shouldn't be going to white America looking for validation for us being us.
That's true.
Thank you.
Absolutely agree. I've said for years that we should have our own stuff, our own awards. Oscar's an Oscar. That's their award. Golden Globe is their Golden Globe. That's their validation. Got you. That's the highest level of award that you can get from them. I feel like if you get a NAACP Image Award, a Soul Train Award, a BET Award, something like that, that's us saying that we love you, we respect you, we love what you're doing. So the validation should come from us, absolutely. 100% hands down. However, if you're going to play the game as a black person in the industry to get their validation, then now you're playing their game. Will's been playing their game for 30 years, trying to get an award from them for 30 years. And then in the moment where you are the closest to getting it, where you almost hands down have the ability to take this award home.
Well, he won it.
That's what I'm saying. Before you get it, your highest opportunity to get that award, that's what you do. It's the dude he got issues. He needs to go to fucking therapy.
He does.
Writing the book is not going to therapy. Like the shit that he said he had to deal with as a child, he needs to deal with it. That's trauma. So the fact that you're saying you blacked out and you snapped, that's a problem. Because that means you're not dealing with it, and you have the money and the resources to do it. You can have the best therapist in the world.
Yeah.
So you're not dealing with the shit. So now you put on display again, angry black man. And it's sad that we have to again teeter that line according to the audience that we're in. We're cold.
And I hate that, cuz. I hate that. Does. I hate the angry black man. Like, you know, hit me with that shit, cuz. And I'm not an angry black man, cuz. I'm just bothered by some shit.
Right.
Like,
but
that bothers me, cuz.
If you act passionately about anything, you're considered angry. Whether you're a male or a female, you're angry, you're bitter, you're whatever. The stereotypes, they're already there. Yeah. So to give them that and say, oh, it's an angry black man. Oh, now like all Will's issues are coming out. Oh, black men have all these traumatic issues. I wonder if all the black kids are in situations where their parents are beating their parents. I've had conversations with white people this week, and every single white person I've talked to said, "Did you see the Oscars?"
They couldn't wait.
Did you see the Oscars? What did you think about that? Like, I think it's fucked up. That's what I think about it.
Yo, you want to know what?
But in the same breath, I'm not going to have a race conversation with them. Because that ain't the place for me to have with them.
It's not.
So it's
Which
like if we.
This is fucked up.
My fault,
it's
an accountability thing.
I just want to say this is fucked up, right? Why everybody was like, why were everyone like coddling and making sure Will was good? You know, nobody checked on Chris Rock, not one time, cuz. No one even just say, yo, let me see your face, cuz it might be a little swollen. Like nobody, like, check for cuz.
He was comforted backstage by some of the.
He should have had his security fuck that nigga Will up, West Philly style.
He pulled him out. But listen, he pulled him out. He pulled every. But that's what I'm saying. If you watch,
I respect him though.
I slowed it down. I put it in slow motion. When he smacked him, Chris's hand balled up, and he let it back go again.
I peeped that. So that was bringing me to my next point.
I'm saying he was ready to swing back, but Chris understood where I'm at, and I can't do that.
That's what I was going to say. He
And
handled that the only way he could handle that.
Well,
Because
no,
say he did fighting back or hitting back or set it off in
Now
that
you gotta-
moment
you
or
gotta-
whatever.
you gotta
That would have
brawl
been
on the
even
stage.
worse. Like, and everybody like, oh, you's a bitch. You should have did this. I would have never did that. You got to understand where you're at. Like you said, these is grown men. They ain't 22. And I notice a lot of 22-year-old, you know what I mean, young bull comments on my timeline and shit like that. Talk about what they would have did, whatever. You obviously don't have money and aren't important. You know what I'm saying? Because
You gonna value somebody because of money? Damn,
For real.
I'm just saying.
That's the same thing Fat Joe said. That's the same thing Fat Joe said. He was like, I would have reached that
like a hood nigga in that environment. You know what I'm saying? Or, I'm sorry, I'm being like them. I ain't gonna say a hood nigga. You can't just think like a thug. Let's say a thug. No, that's us too. That's us too, right? I forgot.
Yeah.
You can't think like you broke.
You can't.
That's better. I like that. You just can't think like a hooligan. Damn, that's us too. God damn.
That ain't us at all.
What are they?
But let me say this though. Like,
like what are they? What do they call them? Troubled
youths? Nah. My thing is I mean,
lost
again,
young man.
My true feeling is that Cuz he could have handled it other way. And like I said, the way that we are in this climate of society with mental health and everything, it's the perfect opportunity for Will to have a redemption story. Watch it. Because he's an actor. And like if this motherfucker said in his own book that he was willing to possibly kill his own father and pull it off like that, all he's gonna do, like you said, he has documented trauma. He'll play that role. He resigned from the academy 2 hours before we came on. He's gonna play that role, sit in the thing, come back with redemption.
Hold
Watch.
on.
Watch.
It's a forced resignation. He didn't just resign because he wanted to.
Yeah, I don't care what it is.
I'm saying, let's not make it seem like he's just taking accountability and saying this is looking bad for y'all. That's a forced resignation.
But how it comes out, it ain't gonna matter. It's gonna be looked at as he's working on himself. If he does the right thing, plays the PC shit right.
Yo, PJ, you got something else to say?
What is Eddie doing?
I would have tripping. But real quick, let me ask y'all real quick though. Now, what I do think is fucked up real quick is that saying that Jada and them only want to address it on her Red Table Talk. Is that a bad move?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That better not go. Chris better not go to that Red Table.
I'm not
better not go.
Yeah, I'm not digging her like that. I'm not digging her like that no more.
Ain't
like,
nobody been digging Jada
be in
like
love
that.
with her, cause like it was something about her, but she's a weirdo too. And like, all y'all getting slapped. All y'all all getting slapped.
Jada was like, she was that dope little chick.
But maybe that's what it was, because she always like I loved her in a different world. Like she was just this divide.
Focus, cuz. Look, get back. Look, get back.
That's when I first fell in love, cuz.
All right, so answer both questions real quick.
Set it off. She was still smooth then. She was smooth Jada then. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I just loved her, cuz. Anyway,
you know what?
Hold up, let him finish his point.
Good.
What was your point?
No, he in love with Jada. We heard.
No, I'm done with that. What I'm saying, I was getting to the Red Table thing.
Oh yeah.
So you said like she's trying to invite Chris to the Red Table?
No. Her and Will are like people been trying to interview Will about it, but they're only going to discuss it on their next Red Table Talk.
And you know what? People gonna actually tune in to watch that too. People
are
gonna
going to
watch.
They like drama.
No, it's
and
not
they know what they're doing. That's why we're talking about them again.
But the problem is when you say we're only going to talk about it on our platform. Now you're trying to profit off the fact that you smack somebody.
Yeah.
So now your viewership's going to make you more money. That's probably going to be like our highest rated things. I think the sex or the
entanglement shit was the highest one before.
That was like 30 million views on it.
And they control the narrative as well.
Exactly. So you can't really be challenged because it's y'all having a conversation. It's not somebody from the outside saying, "But what about this? What about this?
Right.
Why did you think that this is okay?" It's like you're talking to Jada. She's not going to step out of line with the comments or with the conversation.
The kids aren't either.
It's safe. It's safe. So unless somebody says, "What you did fucked up our family," like
it's not going.
Unless it goes there, which it's not going to, because Jaden's already on Twitter talking about that's how we do it. And nigga, we know that's not how you do it. You wore a skirt.
Not at all.
Facts.
I get my son
Big
bust your
facts.
ass.
Right.
14.
We know that's not how you do it.
Who?
Yo, Eddie.
Jaden's
Yeah,
like,
look,
yo, he's 20 something now. You stuck in
I know. I think my son about that. I got faith in me, and he's only 14. That's what I'm saying.
Yo,
I got faith in young cuz. Anyway, like,
so y'all
like,
think it's a good way, PJ? What you think? You think going to Red Table Talk is gonna be a good approach, or you think it's self-serving?
Yeah, definitely self-serving, but it's going to be one-sided again. I feel like Jada controls the narrative to a lot of, well, to all of it, really. You know what I mean?
She controls Will.
Yeah. So he may not even come out looking better.
No,
he's gonna look worse. Guaranteed.
It's worse because what's going to happen? He's going to excuse it away, and you can't make excuses for this. You can explain it. You can't make excuses. Like, own the shit. Own that you fucked up. And then you can explain what was going through your mind and what was happening, but you can't make excuses for it, which is what he's doing with his apology. He didn't even talk to Chris Rock, which is why I think Diddy's fucked up as well for saying that they squashed it at the party. Chris wasn't even at the fucking party.
Right.
And you're talking about everything is squashed there. Like,
no,
you're trying to create a narrative.
Not only that,
Like,
Diddy getting on stage talking about we going to settle this with love and all that. Diddy's known for slapping people. Like, he's the last person that you want to hear talking about.
You know what? I think, but you know what?
I felt like he was just trying to put himself in the middle or something.
No, I think Diddy was, in a way,
He's an opportunist.
Yeah,
he's always
but
opportunist.
you know, hold on, he is, but at the same time, look at the crowd. Look at the crowd. And I think what Diddy said made some sense to some people. Hear me out. He said, wow. He said, nobody told me this would be the best Oscars in history. He said, now, I don't know what's going on with Will and Chris. He said, but we're going to handle it at the Gold After Party like family. Like saying, granted, he said it himself, but it's like, we'll take care of it, or this, it's going to be all right, or this, that, and the third. I think he said it in a way to try to blow it over or comfort whoever. But it's done. The damage is done. Amy Schumer says she's traumatized. Then it's not just her. They say, oh, well, she's called Gates. Wanda Sykes says she's traumatized from the whole event. And a lot of people that didn't even go live are saying they're still traumatized by what happened. People had their kids at home watching them, waiting to see them get an award. And now they got to deal with the fact of going home talking about, mommy, why he hit that man like that next XYZ. It just is what it is.
That man, he wrapped up the whole Oscar.
The only thing I fool with Wanda Sykes is that she's real friends with Chris Rock. So you know what I mean? So I can see her being traumatized because that's her homie. And like she said at the interview, she also said that he told her, you know, he's sorry because it was about her, you know, her opportunity. I get that. But some of these people ride the wave of that because that's what we do as well too. That traumatized thing goes to Eddie's box of words that they use for situations all the time. Oh, I'm traumatized. There's people that just ride waves to act to make it more collective of a thing. So I'm good on some of them people saying that shit. Because Amy Schumer didn't have no problem making a joke about it during the thing. She said, oh, what did I miss? I was still getting out of the Spider-Man outfit. But it was cool to make the joke there, but then now you're traumatized. Nah, you switch it up. Nah, you can't do that.
But that's kind of the same thing Wanda was saying. But the same
Wanda
thing
was saying. Wanda was sincere. I believe her.
That's what I'm saying. But it's like a we have to keep the show going. We have to keep like the atmosphere happy. So it's like you try to crack jokes to like brighten it back up.
Because that's what comedians do, right?
But it's already fucked up. So now, like, again, everything that was accomplished is overshadowed because all you're talking about from the Oscars is Will and Jada, or Will and Chris. Right. So it's like you pretty much ruined the night for everybody
that want to whoop.
And then to do the whole crying thing on stage, and you know, you try to bring Serena Williams' dad into it. It ain't on him.
He ain't even have his back because he said, "I don't condone nobody hitting nobody in violence unless it's self-defense."
Right. So it's like you trying to bring everybody else into your shit. You fucked up. You say you fucked up.
But Richard Williams do have some. You got to consider the source of some credibility because there are situations that were questionable with that shit too. But he just knows. He just knows the temperament. He knows he can't ride that coattail right now.
Right.
You know,
don't bring me into it. When Kobe pulled Shaq in. Don't bring me into your shit when you get caught. When you do something wrong, take it for yourself. Don't pull me in.
Even if I did it.
That's what Will did. You bring everybody up. Denzel told me I'm acting just like Richard. You know, art is the imitation of life. Niggas, just say you fucked up.
Right.
Period. Like, yo,
zero accountability, cuz.
And then you apologize to everybody except Chris, and have according to Tony Rock, you ain't spoke to Chris.
And
But
I
you
think
know-
he owes him an apology. Go ahead, PJ.
No, I think that was probably the realest thing that he did by not apologizing to Chris.
Because he's not sorry.
Because exactly.
Oh,
That was the realest thing in that moment.
I said that earlier. He don't regret it. He don't.
Hell no, you don't regret it. You know that got him a hall pass with Jada that night. Shit, she was so turned on. Damn,
She
cuz
gave
so
her a
much
good
cuz.
I bet they slept in the same. I bet they slept in the same room that night.
Oh yeah, he got bundiddles that night,
The
cuz.
same house. I mean, but according to Jada, it wasn't going to be good anyway. So they
That's so fucked
You
up.
know what?
See,
We
I
need
kind
to
of
wrap.
feel bad for cuz
We
though,
need
for
to
real.
wrap.
I feel bad for real, cuz.
All right, y'all got anything else?
Nope.
Yeah, we got a
Anybody?
plug. Hey y'all,
Nah. I'm
we
talking about this situation. We got anything else?
No, I'm done.
Everybody good?
Nah. Yeah.
Let's put them back where they belong.
Until after that red table come out.
we have to rewind it. We gotta go backwards. Real quick, I want to plug. Yo, I know some people might not be up, but we have a biggest loser challenge between two of our guys, our oldest and our youngest member. I'm gonna let them talk about it. Who y'all rooting for? Let us know what y'all think, and go ahead and speak y'all piece real quick, fellas.
You see them pecs? You see them jumping?
I'm gonna let the youngest go first. I'm gonna let him go first. Go ahead, Eddie.
Nah, listen, I ain't got a lot to say, man. And I ain't gonna hold you to hold myself accountable. I kind of fucked up this week, eating wise. I couldn't make it to the. I couldn't make it. No, I'm talking about my choices, like the food that I was eating. I kind of because I had went to the gym a little bit the last couple of weeks, and I started feeling a little tight though, cuz like I started feeling strong and shit. So usually when I get that feeling, it like it's about a good month, and then I fall off and I get back into my ways and shit. So I gotta really get back at it and shit. But like I need to. I got quite a few extracurricular health problems. Is a little bit more motivation for myself or whatever now too. Like I'm about to stop drinking like altogether. You know what I'm saying? Like real shit. At least for a long time. Like every now and again drink because I was hitting the liquor heavy. I mean, which isn't good for you, isn't good for your kidneys and shit like that. And I don't want to put too much of my business out, but I've been having some issues with
just let the people know. Let the people know your time frame. How long y'all going to be doing this? And you and Bugs are going to compete to see who is the biggest loser in regards to weight.
Those over there doing desk push-ups. All you see is
so we haven't set a official date for me personally. So
it's the first of the month. So we go start from the first of the month. So how long y'all want to go?
We could. I want to keep. Like I'm trying to change my life. Period. Cause so
yeah, but for the competition, we just need that for the month. Like the fans don't want to go for your life. So they'll follow your life.
By the time we get to Atlanta,
that ain't a full 2 months.
That's
right?
I mean almost 2 months though. Cause like
it doesn't matter. I'm on my game.
He said it don't matter.
About a week or two ago.
He said it don't matter.
Yeah, but I've been vegan since March 1st. You know what I mean? I didn't.
So you want to drop the weight, then you'll be good. Listen, ultimately my goal weight, and this is gonna be for me by September, and after I do other shit that I got going on, I should be easily under 300 pounds. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm right now, as we speak, 350 something. I haven't weighed myself yet this week. But I should be easily under 300 pounds. Ultimately, when it's all said and done, beyond this competition, I'm looking at trying to be around 260. That's my ultimate goal weight. It's my walk around weight, 260. But right now, I'm trying to get under that 300 pound mark. That's a win for me. I ain't been there in like over a decade, cause like since I was working at FedEx and shit, when I was actually constantly busy. This truck driving shit is so unhealthy. You know, I don't get no movement, no nothing. So I'm just trying to get healthy, live right, because I'm a bust shit ass, cuz. Like, look at it. Yeah! Woo!
So that's the Team Eddie. So
team,
there's either Team Eddie or we have Team Bugs. What's up, Bugs? What you got?
Listen, all I'm gonna say is this: I got up to 419 pounds.
Damn, that's your max, cuz.
I was up to 419. That's where I was.
I was only 375 for the record.
But that's what I was saying. Nah, it was 419.
No,
Now
I said
I'm down.
for me it was 375. I never told my max. Go ahead.
Now I'm down to 359, and Eddie at the last weigh-in, you know, he was in 354. But like I said, I changed over to the vegan for 30 days just to see how my body would feel. I ain't even go to the gym. I ain't do nothing. I dropped about 17, 18 pounds off of that alone. You know what I'm saying? But now the first, you know, I went and did my workout today, and I'm back in the gym. I'm going to be back in the gym, you know, from here on out. So I say my goal is 250, 260, but I'm also going by what I look like. Because I ain't going to give the people a reason to talk. You know what I'm saying? Have them out here bugs on that stuff. Or he
On
got
that
one
shot.
of them extra habits.
He on that shot.
Better watch your TV.
We good.
Hide your car keys.
Look.
But you already know what it is. You seen the gym pics, so you know I get it in. You know who's going to be topping this thing. So just post in the comments and let us know online who you think going to be the winner of this
I
competition.
got one more thing too.
Hold on, let me just jump in real quick before you say something, Eddie.
Good.
So for everybody that follows and just as of April 1st, we're gonna for this whole month, every week, we're gonna follow up to see the weight loss journey and let us know on any social media page of ours who you got, Team Eddie or Team Bugs. Who do you think's gonna win this thing? Like, this is very competitive. This is for lifestyle. This is for health. This is for family. So just let us know who you got, who you believe in. Let us
Plus,
know.
my son's trying to dunk on me, and I gotta be able to jump off the ground, so I gotta drop a lot of weight. Cause he tried to dunk me the other day, and I blocked it, but he's still small. Cause so
you an easy poster. So,
now, cause you know I hit niggas in the nuts when they try to dunk on me. Cause
oh my god,
yeah, get that. I think I did that to Micah, cuz. I think I elbowed him in his stomach or something, because he definitely did. Not gonna hold you. He dunked on me, but I hit him though. He caught a shot in the air.
Oh, he gonna get you.
I know. Is he listening?
No, he ain't there. He ain't comment.
What you got, Bug? So you good? So we gonna do it for a month for the public, though. We gonna let everybody just know about the weight loss. So who you got your early money on, Bugs or
I ain't doing
Eddie?
this. I ain't
You
doing it. I quit. Nope.
Watch this. I'm sure PJ gonna say the other. Watch this. Who you got, PJ?
Nah, see, you expecting him to say Bugs because one of the PJs. Nah, that's not. Nah. I'm not doing it.
Nah.
I
ain't gonna bet against y'all. No. I'm looking at accountability now.
I just hope for both of y'all it works out that both of y'all just don't start looking like lollipops and shit, like big ass head with a thick body. But I hope you go get your target goal. But
yo, if I hit 250, cuz I'm gonna be a little thin, cuz
you gonna look retarded. You're way too tall to be.
I'm 6'4", so I'm. Yo, you was trying to, cuz you do realize you're the first one that could get slapped. You got the whole situation. You talk to famous people.
No, we good.
Cuz gonna request an interview just so he can slap you.
Please slap me. I promise you, when the slap happens, everybody gets a car. I promise you. Please slap me. Please.
See, and that's the difference between a 22-year-old and a 32, 42-year-old. You want to fight? Nah, I want your money, player. I want a car. I want a house.
I see the come up.
I want college for my kids.
Right.
Floyd can slap me. Will can slap me. Jim Jones ain't really got no money. He can't slap me.
Jim Jones.
Oh God.
He ain't got no.
Yeah, you know he hate him and Jim Jones. Jim Jones will catch him though. He'll be like,
Jimmy probably. Jimmy. All right, real shit. Like Jimmy's that dude. If he walked one guy, I probably would run because he's. I ain't gonna lie to you. I ain't gonna hold you.
I got your back, cuz.
Like,
don't worry.
I'm a run from Jimmy. Like I ain't running from Will. I'll let Will go. But Jimmy, yeah, because you see, I mean, Chris Rock can take that slap because your slap game is horrible.
I don't know. Maybe Chris Rock, you're underestimating him. He slapped the shit out of him, cuz. And he was just like, he ate it. He ain't fall back.
He didn't even rub his face.
Right. He just took his hands out like he was ready to square up and put him back.
He said, wow.
So y'all giving details of how to take a smack? So y'all been smacked before?
I ain't never been smacked.
Everybody's been hit before. I've been stolen before.
I
didn't say stole. I said smack.
I ain't never been slapped.
I don't think my mom slapped the shit out of me before.
Yo,
quite a few times. Wham! Go sit your ass down.
If Roxy smack you, that's like my mom smacking me. You gotta eat that. You gotta let that happen.
I ain't eat that shit burn. I try to be tough because I was a boy because I ain't want to cry. I ain't want to cause I'm sitting there like the quiver lip. Like you better not cry either. And I'm thinking to myself, why can't I cry? That shit hurt like fuck.
You know what?
What did the 5 fingers say to the face? Slap.
Oh my god! All right, I'm done.
All right, y'all, we out. We done.
Yeah,
we good.
Yeah, I'm about to go to bed because I'm gonna holler at y'all.
Hold on, we live, man.
Oh, my bad. Oops.
Yo, you know what? Oops. We want to thank
Let Bulls close out. Yeah.
Thank y'all for tuning in to the season 3 premiere. You can already see how it's starting. So you already know this season's about to be live. This is season 3. We thank you. All other places you could have been on a Friday night, we was here rocking with the Q. So be happy, be safe, but most of all, be you. Q La. We out.